I'm pretty sure we had always had like a mutual crush on one another, and it felt okay in my brain. Well, no, she was 16. I'm pretty sure. I was trying to give some ranges, but I'm pretty sure that was actually it. I think we were probably friends since at least she was like 14, probably.
Years, right?
When did you first?
Yes.
How old was she when you first met her?
Probably 13. She was 17, bro. We met like on the school bus. We were on the school bus. She was the mommy archetype. What can I say, okay? Grooming a girl? Come on, dude. I showed her a good time, bro. It's coming from but I don't give a Yeah, I think they're hot, but that's decoupled. I bet that being attracted to her probably contributed to my desire to make a relationship with her, yes. But I don't think it's like a consent issue. I saw a lot of art that she did, and a lot of like anime characters she would get obsessed with and shit, who would look like me. And then she would talk about how I look like the characters that she likes. So I'm pretty sure that like there could have been like there's actually specific context for that, weirdly enough. No, it's because because to me it literally wasn't.
You found a minor that you could sleep with and like manipulate, and you drew pictures of her to get her to like you.
I tried to stop things from happening because I was always on that mindset of like friendship shouldn't ruin it. Like
you say this, but then you still went ahead and f***ed her anyway, right? I just want to clarify.
I would look back on that as something regrettable and as a mistake and as something that I have apologized to her for. Yeah, you groomed her and you like minors, and it's like, bro.
Joe, I'm not trying to like get you to concede that like, oh, you're some minor attracted. Like, I'm just trying to get you to be like, oh yeah, I made a mistake. I wouldn't do it a second time. I was wrong, and I don't do that now. That's not who I am. If you would just say that, this whole conversation would be over, and we can all just move on.
To bite certain, I'm willing to bite certain bullets. I'm willing to bite like a decently long list of bullets. I want to bite like a list of specific bullets, and I bet that once I name them, you'll be like, oh, okay, that satisfies my desire for you to have some sort of accountability. I would never date somebody that much younger than me ever again, probably, after like that experience, yes. But I want to clarify that it's not in like a way where I was like, there was any amount of like manipulation going on. We were both trying our best to be good people, and like.
Can you understand though that even if like I remove the like the essence of manipulation from the equation entirely, how I'd still like could be justifiably disgusted with like a 20-year-old sleeping with a 17-year-old?
If you wanted to be, I guess you could. It's just kind of like I don't see.
But could you understand why it would be though?
Like almost.
The fundamental step that you're missing is why the general public would be disgusted by a relationship between like a 20-year-old man and like a 17-year-old like chick, or like a 17-year-old like boy with like a 20-year-old woman.
It feels like a very. It just feels like a. I don't know.
If to me it seems like you're misunderstanding like why people generally find these relationships to be disgusting in the first place, and that's why
I don't
you're
know what
like.
you mean by disgusted. Like disgusted feels like a very powerful word.
Yeah, because it's meant to be powerful.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't see disgusted. I could see like somebody would look at that and see it as ill-advised.
So do you think though that there might be an issue with the fact that like you don't see it as disgusting, but like it seems like everyone that you come across does find this disgusting? Discord is a place for users across the world to meet and talk to one another. With over 200 million users, there are bound to be a couple of weirdos. One such user is a man named Chess, a self-proclaimed groomer and lolcow in the GGG drama space. Today's video will be covering the conversations he has had, with the goal of documenting the many lies he has told. Chess has claimed that his story is both true and that he has made it up for attention. Now on one hand, if he did make it up, then why would this be what he chooses to lie about for attention? But on the other hand, if this story is true in any way, then Chess really is the biggest creep I have met.
Let me continue.
I'll tell you about the tightrope I walked.
Now, the important thing to realize is up here in Canada, okay, the age of consent is actually 16. Nobody acts like that, okay? Nobody acts like that. Everybody acts like it's 18 because nobody wants to be the fucking weird guy, but technically it is 16, okay? So,
right.
At one point,
curious.
Listen, at one point when I was 19 or 20, I believe I was in a relationship with somebody who was 16 or 17.
I believe I was.
For like a couple months.
He never learned her birthday, bro.
I'm gonna say 19 and 20 is way different than 24.
Yeah, that's like that's like a senior with a junior. It's not that bad.
She only responded with one-word text messages, but I'm pretty sure we dated.
And like we knew each other. Well, it was a while back, and it was for not very long. But like it worked. You know what I mean? Like it was okay. She was definitely like she was like noticeably.
Is it better if it's a one-night stand or if it was?
Have you seen? Has any mother seen Train Spotting? Has any mother seen Train Spotting? Okay. And this is how it happens.
Both of them.
Like, yeah. Yes. Anyways, you want me to go hit like on this 18-year-old's profile in Badoo?
Yeah, but also
it?
remember what happened as a result of that.
Well, he himself because of the drugs, but
Yeah, another excuse made.
supporting.
Seem to have a lot of those
support
now.
drug use. Ugh.
I support drug use. I'm hitting a bowl right now.
Good. Now you can tell a more vivid version of that weird story you were getting.
True. Unironically true.
Well, tell it, motherfucker.
Huh?
That was
What?
it. That was the story.
Wait, that
Yeah,
you
that
were
was-
friends-
My story or
it was the most boring
Chess.
version of I dated a 16-year-old.
Jess was like, I was friends with a 16-year-old when I was 19 years old.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it was
Scandalous.
like I'm pretty sure I was 20. She was 16. I'm pretty sure. I was trying to give some ranges, but I'm pretty sure that was actually it. But yeah, like we knew each other. We knew each other in high school. She was taller than me. She was like physically bigger than me. Like she could
Also, that
overpower
matters.
me.
Well,
To me it
about
matters.
Also, if you even the
minor
power
mommy.
dynamic part, that's okay.
And like in terms of our like emotional dynamic, I feel like she could make me feel like embarrassed more easily than I could make her. Like she was
You're
she was
dating
the,
a 16-year-old. That's what she's saying.
she was the mommy archetype. She was the mommy archetype. What can I say? Okay, she was
Minor
Oh,
mommy.
you just sound like a
let's go.
loser.
Holy
Like,
shit.
minor mommy sounds like an anime streaming on Netflix.
No, it's a Minecraft mommy, bro.
Are you
True.
trying to say that you
Bro,
smashed?
this is why
or you
Canada
just
should be
had a
invaded.
crush? Like, I'm so confused.
Oh, we smashed. Oh,
they
we
smashed.
smashed. Okay.
Wait. So
Oh, we smashed.
They smashed on
16-year-old?
bro.
And it was, and
Yeah.
also, I was her first time, and I don't think I will ever do that again because it was
Why?
You
why
just
are
try
you
to set that up, don't you?
right now? Chess? Why are you retelling the story? Why?
No, you're just making it worse for
I
yourself.
don't know, dude.
No, the pickle.
Yeah.
You missed
Yeah,
the
that
24 and
shit to
16 story.
I'm giving you a window into life experiences you've never had.
So
bro.
so how old were you when you first?
I was like 20. I was like 19,
She
20.
was, and she
That
was
like is
16.
carrying a lot of weight.
And she was like 16 or 17. I legitimately don't
That
remember.
like
I'm
is
pretty
carrying a lot of weight.
Oh,
See, that's where you went
God.
wrong, my dude. I check ID every time.
Are you sure?
Bullshit.
My
You sure
No,
you're taking
I
it every
know
time?
she wasn't. I know.
How
I think
sure are
I
you
think
that
she was
you were
17.
15?
No, I'm trying to remember. I think she was
Bro.
17.
Not
and I was
old enough to
Wait,
ride this
wait.
ride, ma'am.
How do you know? How do you know she was 16 or 17?
That's what I was asking. Yeah.
Well, because I know she was older than 16 because I remember checking that because I was like,
Check
I
her
can't.
school ID.
Yeah, you seem
I
about
can't
as
fuck
clear
around.
on that as Lav was with
Wait,
Paris Jackson. Good job.
where'd you check that at though? Where'd you find that?
What do you mean? I asked her. I was like, wait, so how old are you again?
That doesn't mean
Oh, yeah.
anything.
Relying on the fact that she told
That
you. she was
doesn't. That doesn't mean anything.
Guys,
Also,
we're
we've
in a
been-
summer school. Come on.
That's pretty ironclad to me.
Okay.
You think people
okay,
would just
I'll-
lie like that?
I will admit to
Also,
something.
we
On the
had
internet?
been friends.
Oh,
we had
we
been
got I
friends.
think another Chess one. will We lie got like another one, lads. Hold on.
I will admit to
What?
something.
Oh God.
Okay.
I did with my current partner. I did smash before I physically saw the ID, but I asked.
Oh, what you was?
Oh, who
But I
gives a fuck?
asked.
Yeah, but
I asked, and then I verified after because she was aggressive. Anyways,
That's pretty weak.
yeah, but I think at this point
IDs?
you shouldn't have to ask.
ID's nuts. No, I forgot. We have been friends for like years, so I probably had like her birthday in my calendar, and we knew each other.
So you were grooming
Wait,
her.
wait. No, you were friends.
Oh,
Wait,
that's a
you were
development.
friends for.
That's even worse.
Wait, you were
Years,
friends for
death.
Yeah,
years.
no, dude, we were friends for years.
Chess,
Oh.
She was under 16 for one of those years, right?
When did you first?
Yes.
How old was she when you first met her?
Probably 13, and I was probably whatever I would have been, like 16.
I was Yo, close. Solano, you want to defend that behavior?
Oh,
Oh wait, no,
my
that's actually a super.
God.
That's
How many
actually a
birthday gifts
super
did
good
you buy her
question.
before?
That's actually a super good question.
Did you ever
Now
buy
I'm
her
like, wait a
food?
minute.
Did
Did
he
you
ever
buy
buy
her
her food?
presents before you was dating?
If
you
you
buy
if
it?
you were 19 or 20, hold on. If you were 19
He was like
or 20 when you smashed,
Yeah.
then you would have been 16 or 17 when you met her. So
I guess I
when
would
you
have been
meet her,
right.
did drop her off and pick her up from school, didn't you?
No, because
Chess. How'd you guys meet?
we met like on the school bus. 'Cause we were on the school bus route. We were on the same bus route, and we were on the same bus route.
Yeah,
My
you were the
bus
school bus
changed.
driver.
Chess.
Yeah,
So you're that weird, creepy senior that would go after the freshman.
Yeah, basically.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
I think I was grade 11 and she was like grade 9, and it felt okay in my brain. I
So she was
didn't
age
know.
9.
I don't know. We were just friends for a long time.
We're gonna make a podcast out of this conversation called Anatomy. But
Another important thing to remember.
The ultimate important point here is the first step is admitting you have a problem. So right here in front of everybody, can you take responsibility and say it was my fault and I apologize?
Listen, she had like 4 to 6 inches of height on me. Okay, she weighed.
You're not helping.
Pounds more than
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't
mean
mean
anything. You're a manlet doesn't mean that.
I'm gonna let you know now, but was that when she was
Chris
13? Had someone record this entire conversation. You're going to jail, buddy.
I don't need to. I could recite it word for word.
Why am I going?
Look,
I
She's
literally
gonna post in general chat later.
Let's check the chat logs, buddy. Check the chat logs.
I had sex with somebody who was the age of consent. That's all I'm gonna say for the record. Okay, that's
no,
it.
but I want you to apologize and say I take full responsibility. I'm gonna be better.
For what?
George.
Don't play dumb with me. Just say it.
For the grooming.
Bro, I don't
grooming
give a
kid.
fuck, dude. I showed her a good time, bro. We fucking hung out.
Oh
okay?
my god, you could not have said
Why would
worse.
you say it that way?
I don't give a. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about anything that happened there.
I
except
showed
for
that
maybe-
16-year-old a good time, brother. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't feel. I don't feel.
Neither did
guilty.
Harvey.
Wait. You don't feel
There.
guilty about grooming a girl for 3 years? You're at 16.
Shut the fuck up. Grooming a girl? Come on, dude. What is this Katie Bugs logic?
Wait, did you date her?
I wasn't doing that. I was watering her like a plant.
Yeah, I think she has more to the case than Katie Bugs does. Like,
I wasn't grooming her. I was just
Wait,
like,
Chess,
you know.
do you
I
play
was just like-
Minecraft?
A little bit. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Oh no.
A little
Chess,
bit.
why do you
Maybe
like
part of
Lolly?
the
Tell me why.
Oh
Wait,
shit!
Chess, did you take her
no,
anywhere?
dude.
Did you
before
guys
we
go
smashed-
fishing anywhere?
No. You want to know something funny though? Before we smashed, before she came, like when she would come over to my house, we would play Minecraft together.
Oh no.
Oh, oh
Chess,
no.
Chess, why do you like Lolly?
Wait, so
please?
until one day you decided to generate God's seed?
It's true, dude.
Wait, did he date her or
Wow.
did he smash?
We're on something else.
Did he date
Worse,
her?
He-
worse.
okay.
Dated.
Worse, he
Leon,
premeditated it all.
The way it worked was we had been friends for a long ass time, and I'm pretty sure we had always had like a mutual crush on one another. And then when I graduated college, I came back home, which is where she lives.
Oh wait.
And we were like,
Wait,
Both
you
got, like
graduated
several years
college?
before the other brother.
How did
Wait,
you
so you were
graduate
over 21?
college At 20 or
no,
21?
I wasn't over
Wait, so you
21.
were
I
21?
It's coming from a retard. I don't give a fuck if you're saying like, oh, like you regret the thing you did. In the
Yes,
past
he's
and
the
you did-
retarded one here. He is the retarded one here, not you. Not you.
It's like, bro, listen.
For the minor, and they like
Does the difference in our
did.
age, does like the degree, does the difference in our age not matter at all? Like, does like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're
No, because you're an
Okay,
adult.
Chess,
She's a
Chess,
child.
Chess. Hold on, Chess. The reason I think it's weird personally is you fetishize fat and tall women, and then you make a note that this girl was fat and tall, and that you've known her previously, and that there's a significant age gap. So it seems like you never really wanted to be this girl's friend. You wanted to because she's fat, and you bragged about that because you wanted to brag to your Discord friends about having sex with a fat girl who was younger than you.
Okay. Hey, listen, that's an awesome fanfiction you've come up with. The reason why I mentioned
You
that she was
consistently
tall-
fetishize fat women. Earlier in this call, you literally said that
I
people
do,
are 50
I do.
pounds
I think
like
they're fucking-
weight like
yeah, I
less
think
heavy
I think
than you'd
they're-
prefer.
Yeah. I think they're hot, but that's decoupled from. this
Okay,
whole
so
fucking
if you have a
conversation.
friend that's fat and you obviously fetishize fat women and you have a pattern of behavior of fetishizing fat women, what does that say when your friend who's significantly younger than you at the time, like you want to sleep with them? Do you not agree that that's weird?
I bet that being attracted to her probably contributed to my desire to make a relationship with her. Yes. Is that bad? Is that like
Okay, I'm not trying to debate, bro, but I have to insist, brother. I asked you a question. It was like a yes or no one too.
I answered it.
But-
I answered
Yeah,
it.
you just answered it that yes, you wanted to have a relationship with this girl who was like 14, and then you like worked into that until she was like 17, and then you fucked
I
her.
was like 14. True, dude. She was 14 and I was like 36. It was actually, you know what? It is a mistake now that I look
Well,
at
yeah,
it.
but
You're making it sound worse than it
when
is,
did
doesn't
you
make it
start
better.
being friends with her? How old was she when you started being
That's the
friends?
point. How fat was she when you started being friends with her?
That's a good question, actually. Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
exactly.
I changed over time. We were
Wait,
kids.
you told us
We were
last night, so just repeat what you
Wait,
said last
hang on.
night.
How old were you when you were talking to her when she was 14?
I think
He
we were
would've
probably.
been-
I think we were probably friends since she was since at least she was like 14, probably. Yeah.
Okay, how old were
And she
you?
would have been 14. 14, and then I would have been 17, probably.
What do you mean you were just kids?
Or wait, what is that? Is that the right gap? If it's
See how this
2002
makes it
and
a
I'm
whole lot
99,
weirder, dudes? Like,
It's not. It's just kind of like what? Like I don't know. It's just sort of like I
Yo,
don't know.
Jess, with
You have to-
everyone against you in this call, I want to remind you that Soyato is still on your side.
Well,
Hey,
he
I don't
also
know
has
what
like
that
a
is, but,
girlfriend
like,
that's 20 years younger than him, so of course he'd be on his side.
The reason also
That's not the reason he's on his side, but it's funny.
The reason also okay. You know what? You know what I can admit. Like here's the thing. If you guys okay, I can understand how you could see me as crazy because it's almost like I will say something to absolve myself a little. Okay, if like being in a relationship with somebody that much younger than me is a mistake for reasons related to sort of like relationship compatibility and like lifestyle compatibility and like okay, yeah, we don't really see eye to eye on things and this and that. But I don't think it's like a consent issue. Like,
Hold
I feel
on,
like there's
hold
like
on,
this whole
hold on.
moral
Okay.
loading where it's like you're turning me
It's
into
not
like
a consent
pedophile
issue.
or,
Nobody's
like, a
nobody's
boomer or
caring about it
something.
in the terms of consent.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, let me pause my MGS.
Like I think that was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to put a point on that. Like that. Like yes.
So if you could
like,
go
dating
back in
somebody
time,
that
you
much
wouldn't
younger
sleep
than me
with
was a
this girl.
mistake. Probably yes. Yes, if I go back in time, yes.
And is
I
that
would
because
know.
of this Discord call, or is this something you genuinely believe?
No, it's overall genuinely like it was
Okay.
a pretty good friendship. It was a pretty good friendship. We had always this tension of like being kind of attracted to each other and kind of crushing on each other.
Okay,
'Cause, like,
you keep
small-
okay.
small friendship.
Hold on.
What?
You keep
What?
saying that. You keep saying we had mutual crushes on each other. We had this mutual
Yes.
attraction to each other. I
Yes.
think you're retarded because you obviously fetishized her. So I think you've made up this fan fiction in your head that she like liked you or was immensely in love with you for like years, and then you suddenly showed up back in her life, and she was like, "Oh my god, thank this guy's back in my life. He loves fat bitches like me. Now I can sleep with someone." That's probably not what happened. I don't
Well,
think
nobody
it was
thinks
like
that. That's
as
like a cartoon. That's like a cartoon. But like, here's the thing: I'm a visual artist. She's a visual artist. She saw the art that I drew, a lot of it of bigger girls, because that's the kind of shit that I like to draw. And I saw a lot of art that she did, and a lot of like anime characters she would get obsessed with and shit, who would look like me. And then she would talk about how I look like the characters that she likes. So I'm pretty sure that like there could have been, you know what I mean? Like if you want to argue on the merits of that, like there's actually specific context for that. Weirdly enough. But
yeah,
like, there
specific
could have
context
been
that she drew
artist thing.
anime men that looked like you, and you draw fat bitches that look like her. Yeah, that's awesome.
Wait, go back. This is an artist.
No, you're saying like,
Is that why like Drake tries to date like 16-year-olds too?
What's that?
Is this why like Drake tries to date 16-year-olds too? Is it all you Canadian dudes?
No, what the? She wasn't. She was 17, bro. I was 20.
You
I was
changed the
20,
age.
and
Like,
she was
yo,
17.
I'm going by the original age you gave us. Like,
Dude.
I don't know what's happening. Like,
Oh, okay. Here's the thing.
Also, I don't know if I
Literally,
believe that
since the
she was
very
17. I don't think the age
She
gap
said she was
3
12,
years.
that she was 11, 16. Like, what the fucking number?
beginning, I
Come
did
the
the
fuck
Okay,
on.
the only time you brought up 17 is when you started getting shit. I'm a little skeptical on that.
No, it's because literally. Okay, because to me it literally wasn't shit. Like I was literally just like talking shit about like something that happened in my life that where I was like, oh, it was this crazy like relationship situation that happened. Like we were just talking.
Crazy relation. Like I
don't
like
even
fat
remember how-
bitches, and I met this 14-year-old who was fat, and I waited 3 years to sleep with her. Yeah, dude.
Can I address really quick?
It was
like, just
crazy.
the claim that like I'm just excited to talk about like this big girl or whatever. Like the only reason.
No,
why I brought
I'm
up the
claiming
fact
that you're
she-
fetishizing fat bitches, and you found a minor that you could sleep with and like manipulate, and you drew pictures of her to
Jesus
get her to like you.
Christ.
Just
Yeah,
don't take
so
that from
true,
morale.
yeah.
When he
So
was
true.
15, he
If
slept
you-
with a 14-year-old.
I would bet.
Even
I would
worse.
bet. I would bet you like. I would bet you like $100 that if you reached out to her and you asked her like, who do you think like I don't even like who do you think expressed more interest? Like who do you think took more first steps towards making
Yeah,
something?
who do you
happen?
think
Like, I
took
bet
more
you-
interest? The guy who was obsessed with fat bitches or the fat bitch? Yeah, I'm sure.
I tried to stop things from happening because I was always on that mindset of like friendship shouldn't ruin it. Like the friendship is worth more than the relationship could ever be. Like I was on that shit. Like,
Sorry,
since
I
was
don't
younger. Like,
believe
I'm
you.
Yeah, and you also have a
Already-
fat
yeah,
fetish, and you found a
but you
fat
have,
girl.
like-
So
Yeah, you really love.
I
fat
think we're all
bitches.
forgetting the fact that you literally have a fat fetish, and you try to weasel that fat
I
fetish
do.
into like most conversations. Like you make jokes about it
Bro,
a lot.
I'm gonna
Also, you
try
clearly
to
didn't
try
value
to
the friendship
mention
enough to
it.
not
You
fuck
said
her.
it like 100 times.
She's a
I'm like-
10
I'm
out of
like-
10, but I don't want to fuck because of my friendship.
True.
what?
But I'm also
No,
still
you're
gonna
actually-
fuck
you're
you.
actually
Just to
like,
clarify,
lying.
you say this, but then you
Dude.
still went ahead and for anyway, right? I just want to clarify.
Yeah, so clearly you didn't value
Yeah.
the friendship at all.
Well,
Yeah, like
but
your
you
entire
were totally
concept
the
of
guy to
friendship
be
must be
like,
fucked, right?
Actually, we really shouldn't do this, you know, because I really.
and
wanna
guess
keep
what?
my
And guess
friendship
what? You know
around."
what? You know what? You know what? I would look back on that as something regrettable and as a mistake and as something that I have apologized to her for and would continue to apologize.
Why
to
do you
her
So
think
for.
it
then
was a
why do you
mistake?
double down and defend it then? This is why I'm confused.
Because you're asking me to double down. You're asking me to or not double down. You're asking me to concede in a way that is so crazy. Where it's like you're like, yeah, you groomed her and you like minors, and it's like, bro, no shot.
Chess,
Like,
we clear.
I
No,
just-
Chess.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked you.
wanna tell
Like,
you-
no,
Chess,
no
I need to
shot, like no
interject.
shot, like you did do it.
No,
you
I need-
fetishized this
No,
fat
listen,
bitch,
listen,
and then
listen, listen,
you're
listen,
here
listen,
telling us, you're here telling us, oh, she showed way more affection to me than I showed for her. That's exactly the wrong
This
kind
is
of
like,
argument.
dude, this
No,
is
because
like
Chess,
the most
no, guys,
generic
I have to- I
rumor
have to
defense
say
I've
this.
ever heard. It's
No, like,
insane.
But Chess,
Yeah,
the
that's
reason
what
why
I'm
I
saying.
specifically asked you the way I did earlier, whether or not like you would like still sleep with a 17-year-old like the age you are now, is because like to show I'm not trying to like get you to concede that like, oh, you're some minor attractive like pedophile guy. I'm just trying to get you to just be like, oh yeah, I made a mistake. I wouldn't do it a second time. I was wrong, and I don't do that now. That's not who I am. If you would just say that, this whole conversation would be over, and we could all just move on.
Well, then,
but you
okay,
keep
then,
doubling
yeah,
down
I'm
for
just-
some reason. You
listen,
keep doing
I'm
this thing
just-
where you're
listen.
like, what I did was wrong. I apologize for it. I wouldn't do it a second time, but I'm also going to defend it. Like, that makes no sense.
Okay, well, hey, listen. Can I? Okay.
To
Can I
be
tell you
fair,
something?
this conversation wouldn't be over.
Can I tell you something?
I will go out of my
I'm-
way to make sure this conversation continues.
Okay.
Thanks, Kendrick.
I'm down to make it over. I feel like listen, here's the thing. What was I gonna say? I got distracted.
Is passion
It
fruit your
definitely
favorite
wasn't
song
I
by
was
Drake?
wrong.
Okay, listen. I am very willing to. Okay, yeah, right. That was it. Okay, sorry. I had to like grab it again. Okay. I'm
Man,
willing-
content creators, man. They're in the Smite 2 alpha before us.
Hey, you know what? You know what?
Read
Fuck
the
you.
room.
Yeah, fuck you,
Nobody
peon.
cares.
Okay, I'm willing to bite certain. Okay, I'm willing to bite certain bullets. I'm willing to bite like a decently long list of bullets. I want to bite like a list of specific bullets, and I bet that once I name them, you'll be like, "Oh, okay, that satisfies my desire for you to have some sort of accountability."
No, because I've literally told you the bullet that we want you to bite, and you're
I think
refusing
this will
to
be
chew on
valuable
it.
for everyone. Okay.
Oh!
Why do you think it was bad? You said it was regrettable. Why do you think it was bad?
I'm gonna get to it. Okay.
No, just answer
When
the
I-
question.
Okay, here's the reasons why I think it was bad, okay? Number one, being in a relationship with somebody that much younger than me was like kind of like it was a mistake, and it was like a learning moment of like, okay, this is kind of fun. Should not be with somebody who's this much younger than me, because it like the whole like relationship dynamic in terms of like I don't know, like getting along and being able to like see each other as like peers and that whole kind of like subtle dynamic. Like, yeah, it's like that part's a little whack. I would never date somebody that much younger than me ever again, probably after like that experience. Yes. But I want to clarify that it's not in like a way where I was like there was any amount of like manipulation going on that was like some sort of Machiavellian plot. Like we were both trying our best to be good people in like a sort of whack time. And it's like
Just can you understand though that even if like I remove the like the essence of manipulation from the equation entirely, how I'd still be, I could be justifiably disgusted with like a 20-year-old sleeping with a 17-year-old?
If you wanted to be, I guess you could. It's just kind of like I don't see. It
But
as,
could
like,
you understand
disgusting.
why
I
I
see it
would
as-
be though?
Like almost. I can. It's. I don't know. It's like imagining. I
Chess,
don't
do
know.
you think there
So I
could be
think like
ethical
the
child
fundamental
porn?
step that you're missing is why the general public would be disgusted by a relationship between like a 20-year-old man and like a 17-year-old like chick, or like a 17-year-old like
Just
boy with like a
feels-
20-year-old woman.
It feels like a very. It just feels like a. I don't know.
If
It's
you,
like,
to me, it
yeah.
seems like you're misunderstanding like why people generally find these relationships to be disgusting in the first place, and that's
I
why
don't know
you're
what you
like,
mean by disgusted. Like disgusted feels like a very powerful word. to
yeah,
me. I
because
would
it,
say,
and
like-
it's meant to be powerful
Yeah,
for a reason. There's a
the
reason I'm
base
using that
human
specific
emotion
language.
Okay,
for,
so
Because
you
like
mean
it
not
is that
liking things.
vitriolic
So then,
in the
like,
eyes of the average person. Is that disgusting? It is that powerful? Yes.
I don't
The real-
see I don't see disgusted. I could see like somebody would look at that and see it as ill-advised. Like, yeah, you could look at it and be like, that's a bad idea. You could
And
just-
so, do you think though that there might be an issue with the fact that like you don't see it as disgusting, but like it seems like everyone that you come across does find this disgusting? Do you think that like you might be in the wrong, or do you
I
think
don't
just
give a fuck
everyone
what
that you
most
talk to
people
about
think,
this is
dog. We're on
retarded?
Discord. Half these I don't give a fuck like most people think. They
Okay,
were
half
so-
these
I- right,
retarded.
so
Dude,
no,
you're
no,
one of the most
Chaz.
retarded people I've ever met.
Fact.
You can't
Yeah,
use that as a fact.
exactly.
Like, well, these guys are just
Statistically
retarded.
speaking-
Like,
statistically
I
speaking,
don't know
it's
what to
likely
tell
that
you,
I
man.
am.
These guys, they're just kind of
Statistically speaking.
retarded.
Like Chess, this is like the
Statistically
issue that I
speaking,
had with
it's
like
likely that
Doomer
I am.
Media when I like went on stream and argued with him. It's like you're literally doing like the Principal Skinner thing where you're like, am I in the wrong? No, it's everyone else, literally everyone else that's stupid. And it's like, this is kind of like a big problem, my man. So like, if you want, I think like what we should do instead of just like ripping on you.
me, bro.
No, so I think
I'm
what we
just
could
gonna-
do here, what would be more productive instead of just like ripping into you and like asking your motivations, is like actually explaining to you why people typically find a relationship between a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old disgusting, so that then maybe you can
Oh, I don't give a
understand
fuck.
where we're
I get
coming
it.
from.
Yeah, I get it. You don't have to like. You don't have to like.
Because
fucking
I
argue.
literally asked you like why, like if you could understand why people would find this disgusting, and you're like, oh, I don't find it that disgusting. And so the fact that we're
No,
not
I
on the
just
same
don't.
page
I
about
just
that
don't, and you're not gonna
means we're
come
never
to it.
going to be
You're
on the
talking like
same
you're
page
talking about
about.
fault. Like it's like
No, that's what I'm saying is we won't be able
So
to
wait,
move
you don't
past that
understand
point.
why
We
17
won't be able to have any
Okay.
sort of productive
I
conversation.
can't be
unless we
arguing.
get to the same
Listen,
place of
I
why
can be,
people
I can be,
find
I
this
can be
disgusting
argued
in the
into
first
seeing.
place.
I can be argued into seeing something as morally wrong, but you can't like argue me into feeling disgust towards something like
Well,
this.
can you, do you
Okay,
even understand
wait.
why? Hang on.
Yeah,
hang
do you
on.
understand
Do you
why
even
next year was
understand-
freshly
Ah,
Give us a
shut
I'm
up,
not trying to
shut up.
argue you into being
Holy shit,
disgusted.
let
I'm
me
trying
just
to
get my
argue you're
question
stating
out.
why
What?
people are disgusted by
TC
this.
in real
Yes,
life, okay?
give it.
Chess, do you understand why someone would find that disgusting? Even though you don't find it disgusting, do you understand why someone might look at that relationship between a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old and go, like, that's disgusting because? What's the because? What do you think that is?
Because maybe the older one is being manipulative.
And what's your direct counter to that?
What should the what?
What's your direct counter to that?
The root counter?
Direct.
Direct. How do you
Direct.
counter that claim?
How do I counter that claim? I would say like, okay, statistically speaking, you're probably right. You should probably figure out if that's actually happening though.
Okay, well then what if I like expand my claim to say that it's always manipulative because of the inability of the 17-year-old to be able to like navigate that sort of situation.
You think it's always manipulative?
Yep.
Okay,
What the
then
fuck?
no, that's
Bro.
where you lose me. That's where you lose me. I'm like, no, it's not always.
Wait,
no,
you are doing this over 20 and 17? Holy shit, I thought
Yeah,
it was
we
fucking
are.
20 and 16. Holy shit, you
Yeah,
virtue
that's-
signaling
Whoa,
fucking
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, it's the
Holy
most
fuck.
bullshit in the world.
20 and
Don't give
17.
Chess any ground here.
No, Murka,
Holy shit.
No, Murka, the big part of the problem though is that
20 and 17.
To
No,
be
Murka,
clear,
the problem
to be clear,
is that he started talking to her
changed
when
the
she was,
age
like,
after we
14.
started giving him shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he started
wait,
talking to her when she was like
the
14.
changed the age after I verified the fact.
Listen to me. When she was 14, he was already fetishizing her and then built the friendship off of that. So you could basically say it was already sexual when she was 14.
It's like
All right?
you guys are arguing about this like you have all the information. It's like you don't know my life. I'm bad at explaining shit, dude. Like
Hey, we got all the information that
Chess,
you're
you
giving
can't
us,
say that you're
dude.
bad at explaining shit and then be like, "Oh, these retards on Discord." You're the retard, dude.
Wait,
Well,
your
allow
angle
me to-
is
okay,
that-
allow me to expand that. I was using like shorthand, I guess. Like, yeah, I'm bad at
God.
explaining like the complex nuances of like how my own relationships kind of play out.
The complex nuances of fetishizing a fat 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, totally, dude. That's exactly what happened, dude. You're so fun of me. Yeah, that's
Okay, when
100%.
people do that, I want to make this clear. When people do that, we're like, "Yeah, dude, true, yes, true." That's a
Because it's
100%
ridiculous. It's like
you
don't even know-
understand that
you
you're a
don't know-
weirdo. You're just
No,
trying
'cause
not
it's
to like
fucking ridiculous.
flounder.
You do not know the first atom about like what she is like or what I'm actually like or what
She's
like, our
fat.
family
You
is.
fetishize fat girls. You weave in fat fetish into normal conversations like you have in this call already before
I
this
talk about-
argument
I
even
talk about- I
started.
talk about
So
it
yes, you
online.
found a 14-year-old girl that was fat, and you're like, "Oh, this bitch is hot." And then for 3 years, you weaseled your way into her life so that way you could sleep with her. You befriended her parents. You befriended like her friends. You did all this shit that you told us. Okay.
Yeah, and I bet
Yeah.
most relationships start because like two parents are like, "Oh, I love you because."
Hey, wait,
you're a
this wasn't
sister
much
who saves
relationship
our
I mean,
either.
two
This was-
relationships
this was
generally don't
relationship
start because like you
because you
fetishize
completely
someone.
fucked up,
you
right?
manufacture life-saving medicines 40 hours a week, and that's why we love each other because we're so
Wait,
morally good.
Chess. I've been letting this go on, but you've already told us that you had an emotionally manipulative behavior, and that's the reason she hates you. You said you were yo-yoer.
I fucking.
She hates you because of that.
So not only all of this, you also failed to live up to the standards of a normal relationship
like,
with this girl.
Not even that. I don't know why you're saying.
You don't know what she's like, dude. She's a super mature girl who you just totally let down. Like, hello.
I mean,
was she freshly 17?
Shut the fuck.
Was she what?
Freshly. The meme. I gotta know. Why would a 17-year-old befriend a 14-year-old?
Because she's fat.
Okay,
because she's fat. True. Yes.
I went to a school. I went to a school that went from JK to grade 12, and there were 120 students total. Okay, there were like.
So there was only one fat girl there for you to like groom.
There was.
Okay, give him a chance.
Jeez, dude.
Dude, we met before I even understood the idea of like fetish. Like it wasn't like that kind of shit. Like.
So she's the dawn of your fetish, is what you're saying. Like she gave you the fat fetish.
No, it probably would have started before that, but like I wouldn't have even thought of it in those terms. Like it's.
So you're admitting that you already had the fat fetish.
Being self-aware that I have like a fetish towards it is like new. That's like 22 and after. Like, oh, I actually like this is actually a thing I see.
Okay, but you're gonna agree that like you're still gonna have those thoughts, like.
I guess I might have at the time,
unintentionally or not.
Which I guess I might have at the time. Like, sure, yeah, I shouldn't get with a girl just because I think she's hot. Whoops. Okay, yeah. Or not just because I think she's hot, but like that shouldn't be one of my primary driving reasons. Okay, sure.
Okay, and even then, beyond that, why was what was so like what made you befriend her? Like, what was the connection that you two had?
Oh yeah,
a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old.
So girl, want to come over and build Legos?
Small
They
town.
had similar. They had
small
similar
town-
interests. Apparently, that's all
Yeah,
I'm
what
gonna
were those
say.
similar
Let him speak.
interests?
Let him
Okay,
speak.
small town, 50 people in the high school. Everybody else is talking about like track and
50
field
now.
and Drake albums and like whatever the fuck. It was 120 total
Right.
from JK to grade 12, but in the high school.
Okay, see, yeah, I get it. Your entire view of friendship is literally that, like, you might as well fun around.
And
So
to be
in the
clear, the
small town,
reason
you
you
might as well
said that
throw
you
away
liked
those
this girl
friendships.
was because
Too
you
fucking.
drew fat girls and she drew people that looked like you.
It was
So
just
100% you had the
only
fetish at
reason
this
why-
point.
You bring that up like it's a zinger, but the only reason why I brought that up is to.
Yes, it is a zinger. It is a zinger because you
No, the
fetishized
only-
a 14-year-old girl and you groomed her.
The only reason why I brought that up is because you seem to imply that she might not realize that I'm attracted to her for whatever reason, but she would have.
Oh no, she would. But as a 14-year-old, if a 17-year-old wants to because of your weight, that probably is going to like put some weird shit into your head.
Jesus Christ, because of your weight? Okay, yeah, that's why I'm attracted to big girls. I'm like, oh, your
Yes,
ass-
yes, it is. That
your
is.
ankles hurt.
Are you retarded? What?
Hang
No,
on,
I just think she's
hang on. This is technically the wrong level of attack. Okay, be honest with yourselves, lads. How many people do you know are chubby chasers?
Like 4 maybe.
Yeah,
Quite a
right?
few,
So
actually.
when you listen, shut up, Pickle. Okay, you're ruining my argument right now. The chances are, if you're the fat bitch and someone's attracted to you, you're probably gonna take whatever you can get, even if it is a 17-year-old who's grooming you for 3 years and then willing to fuck the end of that.
I think grooming is such a strong claim, and I'm like, how do you get grooming?
You met with her family. You bonded over the fact that
Chess,
she.
you do understand the
drew
reason you
fat
befriended this girl was because you had a fat fetish.
It's so because you're like making a fan fiction. Like,
Yeah.
you're just,
This
like,
is shit
messing
you
with-
said.
This is stuff that
earlier in
you've
this
told us.
conversation.
I'm
Yeah, you're telling
you,
us
like,
this.
I'm telling you, like,
Dude,
little
wait,
details that are
let me
part of, like,
explain.
a really complicated picture, and then you're drawing like the craziest possible
Yes,
connective
either-
tissue between the shit that
No,
I
no,
told
no.
you.
It's not
Either
that
you
crazy,
100%
dude.
groomed this
'Cause
girl,
what's
or
gonna
you
happen
are
here
actually
is-
so fucking brain
Yeah,
dead.
you
can
could say that she was super into you or whatever.
about it
but
before you
the
start
fact of
talking
the matter is, dude, it is up to you to stop her from putting that shit forward onto you, which you did not do. You fully embraced it and were totally into it.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the grooming thing is that when she shows interest in you, you need to put a stop to that shit. Instead of doing that, you continued being her friend, continued forming this connection, totally put this idea in her head that it's totally
Okay.
possible.
Yeah, true.
And-
let's analyze 17-year-old. Let's analyze 17-year-old.
Yeah, and we can put it up to you being like ignorant. You were also young. The age difference wasn't that much, but you think you would have figured that out by now, right? You think you would learn from this experience, especially considering you the whole relationship, which also implies that she probably did realize that you only liked her for shallow reasons. You moron.
I like how it was like analyzing as opposed to like don't psychoanalyze the 17-year-old. But
I mean, realistically, you had 3 years to like form this friendship, and Like, as soon as you were like, well, like, she seems to be interested now, it's time to I guess, of this friendship that we had.
No, you don't even. That's the thing is, you don't even know the timeline. Okay, okay.
The timeline's gonna
Oh, the
change
timeline's
everything,
about
I
to
bet. Let's
change
hear it.
again. Let's go.
Well, no, it's like, do you want to know the timeline? I don't have to tell you the timeline, okay? Do you want the timeline or not?
You don't have to tell us anything.
You think it's gonna be some like significant revelation?
No,
so I mean, go
just
ahead.
don't even.
What's the timeline?
Don't entertain
Tell us
Yay
the
or
timeline.
nay? Give me a fuck or
Yes.
nay.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, sure. All right, here we go. For the record, didn't find it. Okay, so the timeline is I'm friends with her throughout high school because we like anime and like all the cringe ass shit that like most people don't talk about because they're all talking about like track and field and Drake and like big cars and whatever the fuck. It's like everybody at my fuck school except for like 5 people. It's like the craziest shit. Okay, so we're homies. We're hanging out. She expresses interest in me in lots of ways. I'm self-aware of the fact that like the relationship could damage the friendship, and so I constantly put it off. Right. And then I
You
graduate.
just couldn't hold yourself back.
And then and then when I graduate, I go off to London for like 3 years. Okay, in those 3 years, I talk to her sometimes just to like catch up, not really at all, like almost barely, and then after the 3 years, okay, the whole time my dad's been being like really like kind of fucking emotionally abusive. It's not like I'm like woe is me. It's just like it's important for the events. He basically kicks me out, says, "We don't give a fuck about you," and I'm like, "Damn!" And then I wait for my parents to come pick me up, and then all of a sudden I'm right back at my parents, which is like the last place I want to be. I'm a wreck. I'm addicted to weed because my dad smoked weed all the time, would smoke weed with me and shit as like a kid, whatever. And I was like, "Damn, this shit's so back." And I'm just like at my parents' house, and she lives like 1.5 kilometers away, and she's constantly like sending me like the sad eyes emoji, like why aren't we hanging out kind of vibe, like you're here now, bro, we can hang out, come on, like literally all the time. Like it was not like I was going after her, like it was literally like I had to try to stop her, and it's like in that state of mind, I was like maybe this is a
So
good
you were manipulated into 14-year-old.
I'm not saying I was manipulated into it. I'm saying it's like a complex picture. Like
Wait, no, you went there for comfort, and you for it.
So your dad was abusive, you were in a bad state of mind, and then the 16-year-old just kept sending you the emojis, so you couldn't hold yourself back, essentially is what you're saying.
Bro, you don't understand.
Yeah, what
the
did you
peach
learn from
emoji
this?
looked extra juicy.
You're right. You're on super thin ice. All right.
Yeah,
what
at
did you
this
learn
point,
from
you're
this?
20 years old.
But
Like,
you even
what
had
the
you
fuck?
had 3 years in a different where I don't know where you live, country.
Wait,
city, I don't know.
stop
Hella
roasting him
far.
for this, boys. What did you learn from this, dude?
what I learned from this.
And what do we get out of
what I
this
learned-
big story?
Here's what I
Was
learned
that
from
was
this.
it okay for you to do that?
I don't understand what you guys want me to delete all my accounts because I'm a groomer. It's like, okay, here's my
Dude, I
takeaways.
want to hear
No, we've
when
already
that
got
happened
I got my-
and
I
you
got my
realized it
takeaways,
was
bro.
wrong eventually.
Yeah.
What did you take away from this? Did you take away that it was okay that it happened? Or did you learn from it?
What I took away is
Does this
if I
big
could-
story mean that this was all
Oh, you
okay?
gonna let him answer, or
What
are
I
you
could-
just
what
gonna
I could-
keep asking?
what I would do if I could.
Well,
if I could-
I have to make sure it's well understood what I'm trying to say when he's got like 4 people coming at him.
like, dude, listen.
Yeah, don't you fail me if I'm done. I'll fuck up when I want.
When I look back on it, I'm like, if I go back in time, I would not have done it. Sort of like I wouldn't have let it go that direction. I would have tried to tried to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Why?
Because she was too young for the relationship to work. Like, our age gap was too big for the relationship to work, and any relationship we had with each other probably would have been like inherently pretty short, and I should have realized that going in, and I should have thought a lot more about that.
Okay, that was a pretty terrible answer at the end there.
Never mind,
It wasn't.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I feel guilty
Just-
about. Like, I don't get like.
It wasn't bad because it was a short relationship.
Oh yeah, and also don't ever try to do relationships with like really close friends because it's better to have the friendship.
That's terrible advice, but Chess,
Yeah, you're actually just
This is some
pivot.
dude.
bitch.
Wait, I thought you barely
clarify really
talked to her.
hard.
What do you mean?
So when you say like the age gap was a contributing factor to the relationship ending, in what way was it a contributing factor to the relationship ending?
He wished he could have child for longer.
Because our I realized that our trajectories were like super different, and that like she was sort of about to go to college because my program was a 3-year program. So like she was about to go to college, and so like
So it wasn't necessarily the age gap, it was a difference in priorities.
I had like a night where I fried, where like we had just called and I was like really excited to call and talk to her and like whatever. Like I was like all hyped up about it, and then I like fried because I started like sitting down and like looking at maps and like thinking about like if we were to be together for like a couple years, like or like at least a couple years, like how like where would we go? Like where like how would we
Right. So you just think this was a super normal relationship, and you just took normal shit out of it. You really took nothing out of the fact that you fucked her.
I've stopped doing relationships because I've realized I kind of fuck up.
Well, no,
and I probably
it's probably a good idea because from the story, your view of friendships and relationships are like,
I'm
insane.
super bad with relationships. Unironically, I'm like I'm a fun here to be in a relationship with. Like,
the issue that I'm finding here is like when you say like the age gap contributed to the relationship, but then when I ask you for clarification, you tell me that it was a difference of priorities here, that she wanted to go to college.
Priorities kind of well, because she's
so
thinking
it doesn't
about like
seem like the
starting
age
college, and
itself
I'm
was
like,
actually the problem that you see with the relationship, which is kind of what we're all harping on you for.
oh, it's just like the literal gap, like just that itself, like just the difference in age, full stop.
So you think like
there are more implications to it than that.
I don't see because I don't.
need
Okay,
to ask.
let
Like,
me
do you think that
explain why I
every
don't get that.
relationship with like a 3-year age gap is doomed to fail?
I think that the younger you are, the more it is. Yes, like I honestly, I think that like a couple years from now, we hypothetically we could try again and it could work a lot better than it did before.
And why do you think that it could work out when she's older versus when she's younger?
Because we are both out of college and we both have like a little more life experience.
And so why do you think that life experience part is kind of like really important?
Because it increases our compatibility in a relationship.
Do you think it would also like increase like your mutual understanding of like the relationship and everything that it would entail?
Probably, yeah. I would lump that in with compatibility.
And would you probably say like a 17-year-old probably has like less of that understanding than like a 20-year-old?
Probably, yes.
And so like that's kind of like the fundamental like issue that everyone has with like the relationship between a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old. Thank you.
Okay, so then do you think it's immoral for like a doctor with 110 IQ to be in a relationship with like a woman who has like 90 IQ?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Dude. You don't think
not to mention that you did for the relationship, you up in a really weird way, right?
They're the same age.
Wait, Chess, can I just double check? Did you end that like did you end that relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
You also imply that like someone with like so in this hypothetical you're laying out, are you implying that like the woman with 90 IQ is like completely like incapable of like understanding like the dynamics of this relationship?
Oh, she's
the same that like a child wouldn't.
She's chilling. She's just not super sharp. She's just kind of she's like a little dull, but she's cool. She's fun.
Yeah. The way I would look at that is the guy with the huge IQ should have the foresight and capability to make sure he can like love, care, and provide from that woman rather than leaving her cold, wet, and dry. In the same way that you left this girl.
Chess,
right?
I want to flip this back on you now. Do you think that it would be morally okay to retard?
Probably not, because that's pretty.
Hold on,
So then why would you ask me the same
IQ here
question?
110 and 19?
Because you're basically implying that like a 17-year-old has the same
He's
like
like
emotional like,
average, low
understanding of a
average.
relationship than
Listen,
like some
what I
chick with like
read,
90
none of
IQ.
this really matters.
So if you wouldn't retard, I don't get why you wouldn't why you would go ahead and fuck a 17-year-old if you're equating them.
So let's be clear. You
It was
in
implying
good
the
faith,
doctor was really
you
smart.
in good faith are trying to argue that the difference between a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old is the difference between a normal person and a retard. Is that what you're trying to argue to me right now?
When
Is
it
that
comes to like
happening?
No,
relationships,
he's
yes,
saying a
I do.
170 IQ and a 90 IQ is similar to the retard.
Okay.
I said 120.
You and a retard.
I
right?
should have said 120 and 100, but then you'd just be like, no, it's like the same.
I have a
Well, no,
few
that's why I'm
clarifying
asking you, because you said like
questions,
110 and 90. It's like such a small gap. So I'm asking you, like, would you equate these two? And then you said yes. And I was like, okay. So then in your world, why is it okay to like not retard, but it's okay to 17-year-old?
Because a retard is not 90 IQ. A retard is like 40 IQ. That would be crazy. Yes, of course that would be. There's like degrees to this shit. Like it would be fine. If I was messing around with a 15-year-old, I'd be a monster. Like I agree with
But
you.
it's
yes.
okay. But it's okay to pick a 17-year-old who has like a similar like emotional understanding of the relationship.
I think
because
17,
she's
20
not
is not
90
that
IQ.
crazy. She's already out of high school. She's already like starting to think about college.
Yeah,
And
it's not
like-
crazy because you've changed the age, like you have multiple times to that. Now you're trying to conflate it that it's not.
No, I didn't. I had to. I keep saying this. Ask anybody who was there for the original conversation, and they will
I was there for
verify.
the original conversation.
Yes, you were. So then you'll remember that the whole time I said 16 to 17. I'm not sure. I would have to verify. I said the whole time.
Wait.
no,
You
you
said
didn't.
16 to 17 and
But-
20
but
to
there's
21.
also-
Hang on.
didn't.
Can I ask my clarifying questions now, just quickly?
Yeah, what's up?
So, you said you had some problems with an abusive father, and you lived in the middle of like bumfuck nowhere, and you went to London. I don't know whether that's abroad or just a city near you or something.
No, London, Ontario. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. And then, was your father with you during that time?
Okay. Where I went to high school was bumfuck.
Yep. And was your father? Where was your father in this? Like,
Well,
where
father
was
was-
he
father was in-
location?
Father was in London.
Okay. And then you went to college when you were 17.
Yes.
Okay. You knew that she was going to end up going to college because of her age.
Yeah.
But you engaged in the relationship anyway, and then ended the relationship after she went to college.
No, not after she went to college. The relationship literally lasted like 2 or 3 months. It was literally like it was like a poof.
Why would you engage in it if you knew she was going to college? If you knew that it wasn't going to be a long stay thing
She was
at
gonna go
all.
to college eventually. Well, because I had a car and I had like a thing about like driving all the time, and like I would drive like pretty far to like visit people anyway. It was like part of my thing. I was
Yeah,
like,
but clearly that didn't counter into like your sentiment when you were ending the relationship.
I didn't think about it. To be honest, like, yeah, at the start, I guess I didn't think about it as hard as I should have. Like, I thought about it pretty hard. I thought about, like, our compatibility and all that stuff. But, like, I was young. Like, I kind of forgot to think about, like, oh, yeah, like, what are we going to do, like, going forward in our lives?
I don't think you can claim that you were kind of young when you're 20 years old at that point.
Well, I'm 20. I just got out of college, and it's like I was thinking more about like compatibility, like relationship wise, and that was kind of what drove me. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, like practical life wise, oh, like, how are we gonna
It's
live
like the
together?
fundamental
Like,
issue, though, Chess, is that like the fact that you were thinking about the relationship compatibility with a 17-year-old in the first place is like kind of like a stupid dumb thing.
And this is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You guys are,
You're overgeneralizing there, TC. Wait, one quick point is that like, yeah, I get it. You might be pretty convinced that you were kind of young, but you're older now and you still don't get it. So like,
ooh, true.
Yeah,
it does seem like you would just fire again. Yeah, straight up with the answers that you give.
What do you mean? Like what? Like if she?
It means like
asked?
if you relived that.
She asked.
time
Yeah,
period.
like,
if you were 20, if you were once again 20 with your brain now, and she was 17, you would still. Yeah.
No, I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
I don't believe you.
No,
you
not
earlier refused
No, I
to
wouldn't.
answer,
But here's the
you're
thing.
now saying
No, I
you
wouldn't.
would.
And the whole thing is, you guys are always like, oh, you won't like admit that it's bad. It's like, bro, listen. I understand that lots of things about it are bad. I absolutely
So
do. Like
why
the fact
wouldn't
that
I get it.
So
I get it that you won't. No. I get it that you won't admit it, and you will admit some things. You just don't understand. You don't get it. You can't admit it. You
there's just
don't
one.
get
There's
it.
just one particular thing that I don't want to admit, which is that like, oh,
You
when
are so
God
unconvincing
sees
that you are just a pedophile.
Wait, what do you
when
not
God
want to admit
sees
here?
you going out with somebody with a
Hang
lower
on,
number.
I've
you're
just
gonna
got
go to
like two
hell.
more clarifying questions, and then
Oh, you're not
I'm
pedo.
done,
You're a
okay?
pervert.
So you said
Go
you were great friends, like you were really close, but you barely had time to message each other. So how did you mean that?
Well, like in high school, we would talk to each other all the time, and like, in terms of like really close, it was like we just had like a lot of moments where we could have like really deep conversations. But like, of course, like she's got her own classes, and I've got my own classes, and like sometimes we like drift here and there, and then like come back. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but
Like,
you would have been like friends for maybe a year, and being young, like you don't develop like a really close bond in that way.
No, we were friends for a long time. It was probably like I think I don't know. I think I might have known her. God, I actually don't even know. I might have been in grade 10 when I became aware of her. Because it was almost like in high school it was funny because it was like grade 7 and 8 were kind of like down the hall from the high school area, and it was like wow, these are the guys who are like gonna be here soon. And so like sometimes you go over and like talk to them and like them. Like sometimes it was like a whole culture thing. And
Okay,
then,
so
like,
that doesn't that increase the 3 years that you knew her?
yeah, it might have actually been longer. I'm actually not sure. I might have just
Okay.
known her for like a long time.
Okay, and then one last thing.
Wait.
Hang on, one last thing, and then I'm done. You guys can go at it, okay? So you said you had thoughts at the time to not seek a relationship because of the friendship.
Oh yeah.
So
that was
you
always something I was
definitely
thinking.
thought. So when you were thinking through that,
Yeah.
how did you see like relationship compatibility when you clearly had these doubts anyway?
Oh, well, the way that I saw it was like I was going through like a crazy period. I was like communist and shit. Like I was all about like idealism and like the idea like mind over matter shit. And I was like that whole idea of like you shouldn't get with your close friends. It's like it's a trope that holds us back. Like what if your friend could be like the best relationship you've ever had? Like what if it was amazing?
And then you specifically thought of her, right?
What's that?
And then you specifically considered this like child. You picked one out.
No, I didn't pick
While you were having that.
Yeah, I went shopping for children. No, Jesus, she was just like a person. She was like a person who would like hang out and would go to the same parties that I would go to, and like go to like do the same shit that I would do. And like
To
she was
clarify,
around
we're
all
not
the
saying
time.
that you were shopping for women. We're saying that one got DoorDash to you.
One was like down the street from me. What I'm saying is that I feel like if you guys were in my position, you would do what I would have done, but you wouldn't admit it.
Chess,
That's like, I'm like,
do you think
That's
like, your
crazy
dick
because I
took the
rejected a
wheel?
whole bunch of girls.
like I resisted more than I think most people would have in my position. That's
So,
what I
so
think.
as far as you're aware, like you basically weren't thinking. In my mind, from everything you've just given me, you actually have pretty much never thought about this that deeply because it's the first time you're probably getting any pushback for it, and beyond that,
It's the first time I've talked about it conceptually with someone who is like willing to kind of throw it back at me and angrily. I guess, yeah.
Sure, and yeah, but I feel like you're kind of gaining your thoughts on the fly, especially with like changes of the timeline, changes of how long you knew her, changes about the.
I don't remember stuff from my life. My life
Sure.
is like the life. My life is the thing I track the least.
Sure, if you don't remember, why would you bring it up? And why would you discuss
it?
it?
was just a crazy story. It was just like, yeah, like I think we were talking about I forget, but yeah, I just brought it up as like, yeah, one time I dated a girl who was like,
okay,
younger than me, I think actually.
And then
it was just like a sensational story. It's just like something that like makes
How
me
stressed are you
roll it
right
back
now
around.
on a
Do you
1 out of
think-
10?
Do you think your dick took the wheel and your mind was just kind of flayed and you were just so down bad for pussy?
You could argue that to a degree that happened, but I didn't have like mens rea. Like I didn't like know I was doing it until.
Hold on. I've reviewed the tapes. Okay, so what this came after was people have been talking about age different stuff. Seattle had gone into his little thing about dating someone who was the same age as Chess currently is. And had then talked about how there were people who also like went to high school parties or whatever to hook up with, barely legal people. And then Chess went, "Hey guys, you want to hear my story about skirting the line?" And then he went into his whole thing.
Young Devil,
told you.
Your mic is like too
Yeah,
high
it's
in the game or
ironic.
something.
It's like an
It's
ironic
blown
joke.
out.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Away from the mic.
Because it's an ironic joke because like yeah, there was an age gap there, but like I don't think it was.
No, it's not a joke.
No, hold on,
Fucker, it's not
disclaimer.
a folk.
Actually, well, most of it is that
It could
he
be argued.
fucked
It could
someone.
be argued it's skirting the line because yeah,
Well,
if she was 16, that would
hold
be
on,
kind of,
hold
that would
on,
be
Chess. Hold on, Chess. Right, disclaimer. So where he is, it's all above the age of consent. The actually genuinely kind of creepy stuff is that he knew this girl from the time she was 13, and in that conversation, he was like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure that like for the whole time we had known each other,
Yeah.
we had like a big crush on each other."
No,
And
it
then
was
you-
later. It was later. It was like probably like not the whole time. Like when I think about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we probably actually.
Dude,
knew
he's
each other for
looking
a
at
while.
the
'cause
tapes right in front of him.
You said that you had gone away to college and that you'd then come back and then you'd sort of hooked up with her.
Yeah, that is what happened.
But you'd also said that for pretty much the whole time you were pretty sure you both had strong crushes on each other.
Probably yeah. Like yeah, like she like we had like a I don't know, we had like there was like a semi dance that was.
But this was the girl that you had kind of been away from for like years while you were at college.
Yeah, it was basically it was kind of like I was gone and then I was suddenly back and I was like and we were like
So
really close,
that was like
physically to each other.
so the gap there for you guys would have been like 13 and 17. Or it would be originally when you were crushing on her. That's one of the kind of creepy things.
13 and 17, eh? Would that actually be it?
Well, you even
That's 4
said
years,
earlier
that's
in
4
this
years, that's 4 years.
conversation.
It'd be 14 and 17.
Hang on, you said earlier in this conversation, right? We had the 14 to 17 thing, and I asked you directly, like that was when you knew her exactly. you were going off to college in the same year, and then you were like, actually, I think I might have known her for slightly longer.
Your age
is
gap
it?
that you've stated has varied from like
Wait,
3
you
to
lied
4
about the
years.
age twice. You said you
No,
knew her when you were in
yeah,
10th
it
grade.
has because originally I thought she was 16. That was like the number that I remembered. But then
No. You would have known her since she was 12.
I would have known what since she was
Or
12.
since 12. You said you left for college at 17.
Yeah.
Then you went back 2 years when you first met, or when you were first aware of her. That would be 10th grade.
And then you started wrestling with the idea of whether or not it was okay to date a 12-year-old.
Yeah, that would be fun, and that's why I wouldn't. That's why I didn't do it. That's why, like, for so long it wasn't a thing. It's like that couldn't have been a thing.
No, but you did wait. You gave it the 3 years. You waited until she was like over the legal age. Obviously, you were out of college.
It's not like I was sitting there like tenting my fingers.
I'm not even giving you mens rea. I'm not even saying like you actively planned this out. I'm just saying you took advantage of like the situation as it played out.
Well, like, listen, I waited. I wanted to wait for like a better time to even consider it. I'm not saying like, oh, as soon as I get the chance. I'm saying like, before I even think about this, I'm gonna wait for a much better opportunity. And I guess like I knew it would be a question of like scale, because it's like if we're 30 and 27, who gives a right? And so it's like there's somewhere in between it stops being fun. And I'm like, I'll choose that point someday. And then like I guess
Hold on. This makes it sound much worse.
Wait, can I just finish?
Wait, when you say you waited for a much better time,
yeah,
and you've kind of restated like that in a few different words, like repeatedly back to back. It makes it sound much more like you're going, "Hey, now is not the right time to try and fist 13-year-old. I'd best, wait for a more opportune time."
No, because I wouldn't want a 13-year-old. Obviously, because that wouldn't happen. If I'm like what, like 16? Yeah, if I was 16,
realistically,
no, but it makes it seem like you've singled her out as like a target that you want to, and then you're waiting for a time where like you won't get in trouble for it. Which, in some sense,
I wish I could say that. I wish I could say the N-word, because I'd be like, my Anna, like we went to the same school, and there were 50 people, and she was a cute girl who liked anime. Of course, like in my mind, I was always like, oh, maybe someday, like, oh, cute trope, like, oh, the friends turn to lovers trope, like maybe someday, like, yeah, of course, like you think about it.
Then you went ahead and did it.
I would strongly disagree with this like sentiment that the like if when I was like 16 or 17, that if I made friends with some 13-year-old, that I'd be like, oh man, maybe someday. That thought would just never cross my mind. I think you probably have
you're
like
one of God's perfect children, dude. You have no intrusive thoughts whatsoever.
No, I think you have
Not about fucking a
probably
13-year-old. No, actually, I can confidently say that. Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about
it also never happened to
I was
me.
thinking about being like a 25-year-old, like a 22-year-old. That's what I was thinking about in my head. Was
yeah,
like
but that's not what happened, is it?
So
no, it's not what happened. I decided to cut it a little bit earlier than that, and clearly I think that was a mistake, right? Like, so
you think that's a mistake now, but you didn't at the time.
No,
So
it's not
the
even the
underage
at the
person to
time
get old enough.
part that I have
No,
a problem with, right?
I had to go through it to learn that. She would constantly talk to me and be like, "No, it's not a problem. I have life experience. Don't worry."
I
about
feel
it.
like most people don't have to like groom their romantic partners in order to learn not to groom.
So, like, the fundamental
What's that
issue that
mean?
I have, Chess, is when she says shit as, like, a 17-year-old, like, no, I have life experience. As a 20-year-old, you say, no, you don't. You are literally 17. You don't know shit about the real world.
Okay, and I know that now, but I didn't know that then.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, dog you and be like, because of what you did, you are therefore like this for life. I'm simply trying to figure out why you seem to have this position of you're like, it was bad, I wouldn't do it a second time, but I'm going to defend the action anyway, instead of just going like, yeah, it was a mistake, I was dumb, but I learned from it and I'm not going to do it a second time. Like, if you would literally just say those words verbatim, then I think 90% of the people in this call wouldn't have an issue with you. But it's the fact that for some reason, it's just that last part where you're just like, yeah, it was wrong, it was bad, but then you go like, but I'll defend it, like, hear me out. Just don't say the hear me out part. Just be like, yeah, it was bad, it was wrong. Full stop.
Listen, I can ask to be heard out if I want to, okay? The only thing, the only aspect that I'm pushing back on is this idea that like there was some sort of conniving manipulation or like attraction to minors type shit going on. Like there was nothing like that going on. I just want that to be super clear. And it feels like people aren't letting me have that. They're like, no, you gotta have the whole plate.
Well, Chess,
and I'm
do
like,
you
but there's
think that
pedophile.
I don't even want you to have the whole
clarify now,
plate.
Chess.
I asked some clarifying questions, and you push back the
I'm willing
age.
to take like 95% of the plate. I just don't want the pedophile.
Yeah, like, Chess, do you Do you think
Whether
that
you
I
were
think
attracted to
right
a
now-
minor, right?
Yeah,
What do you
but
think the definition is?
Well, Chess, I just want to ask this in good
I was
faith.
attracted to her for her mature features. Like that was
So,
mature
Chess, I just want to ask. Okay, so do you think that I think that you are attracted to minors right now, today, in this day and age?
I'm not sure. I hope you aren't.
Okay, so I think from what the answers that you've given me so far that I've been able to pry out of you, it seems like you aren't attracted to 17-year-olds. It seems like you wouldn't rather want today. So
No.
Okay.
Christ, no.
Yeah,
that,
okay.
that would feel crazy. That would feel insane. Yeah.
Okay.
As a 24-year-old, yeah. That'd be
So
fucked.
it's not that I'm trying to get you here and be like, oh, see, got you. Oh, you are a pedophile. I'm simply just
Okay.
trying to understand why you're able to recognize that you wouldn't do this again. It's a
Yeah.
mistake that you've learned from that, you said. But then you seem to also be like, no, but it was okay.
Well, because I'm walking a fine line where I have to do some level of damage control because this is like a drama server, and I don't want the takeaway from these conversations to be Chess as a pedophile, so I have to give some level of
any
pushback.
sort of drama. You don't need to do any sort of damage control, my man. You can simply just take a L and then move on, because like I don't think anyone here, if you were to somebody to say like, yeah, it was a mistake, I learned from it, and I would never child again, I would never do that shit again, I would never 17-year-old
Child again.
like,
You see how much moral loading there is in that when you say that? You try to
I
just, like,
guess,
brush it
yeah.
off,
Okay,
like-
so even if we remove that child part, right, and you just say like, I would never fuck a 17-year-old again, right? I think like most people here would take that and be like, okay, right? Like if you just say like, yeah, I learned from this, and I wouldn't fuck a 17-year-old again. I think most people here would be like, okay. But it's the fact that you like double down and you're like, no, but let me try to do this damage control. It's the damage control that you're doing that kind of like makes people not believe you when you say you wouldn't fuck a 17-year-old a second time. Do you,
Well,
do
I
you
think he was
understand what I'm
describing how
saying
he
here?
felt at the time, not how he feels
well,
now.
let me make it clear. I would not fuck a 17-year-old a second time. If me doing damage control makes you feel like I'm guilty, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Just take- take what I'm saying at face
now what I
value,
want to
okay?
ask you is, why do you think someone like Crisp doesn't believe you when you say that?
Because people are wild and they'll believe whatever about people they don't know. That's what I figure. I'm like, I don't know.
Do you think
Yeah, well, no, it's because you don't understand like why that made. You don't actually see why it was wrong.
Could you think
Because
you don't even see why I think it would be
you
wrong.
want me to think that
right?
it's like against God and that she was like mentally unable to consent. And
No,
it's like
I want you to really, I really want you
No,
to try
I
in
don't
good faith to
believe
steel
in
man
God.
why you think Crisp Lettuce thinks that this
Very
is wrong.
specific.
Like I really
Okay,
want
I'm
you to try to
sorry.
steel man
Yeah.
Crisp's position here.
What do you think then? Give me your position then.
No, I want
I've
you to
heard a lot
steel
of
man
crazy
Crisp's
claims.
position real
He
quick.
just
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
know.
I don't want to immediately feed you the answer, right? So I'm not going to do it.
I really would like you to
Jesus
steel man
Christ, this
Crisp's
guy's jigsaw.
position real quick.
Crisp's position is that like Crisp's position, I don't know. It's funny to dog on people for perceived pedophilia, and so you have a good time. You call
Well,
them
that's
out,
all
you
of our positions,
involve for
but
a bit.
Yeah, I'm disgusted.
That's what it feels like that his position is. If I'm giving him,
I don't want to feel disgusted. You know.
Okay. Well,
If you
neither do
think
I,
that's his
dude.
position, that
That's
means you
based.
probably haven't been listening to him this entire time. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
like
Yeah, you don't.
I've had nothing else to do, bro. I've literally been sitting, looking out the window, eating a fud, bro. I have nothing else to think about. Okay, I'm in this.
so
shit.
like the reason why he doesn't believe you when you say, "Oh, I wouldn't 17-year-old the second time," right?
Doesn't believe me. To be
It's
clear, he
because-
doesn't. Clear, just really quick before you continue. He doesn't not believe me because anything I've said has been unclear. He just feels like I'm being like dishonest somehow.
Well, yeah, I'm
No,
trying
no,
to explain to you.
like I've said before,
yeah, and I'm
you-
trying to
you-
explain to you why.
you-
So the reason
yeah.
why he
You
thinks
don't
that
get it. And-
is because you seem
Yeah.
to not understand his initial.
Yeah, wait. I'll
disgust
feed
with
you
the-
like a hint at like
Well,
part
that's
of
why
the
I'm asking you to
dishonesty,
give me your
right?
position. It's not that I haven't listened to you. It's literally like, okay.
Yeah,
that's
I can give you a position. Yeah, like one of the easy ones is that you were telling us that you were sitting there considering like, hey, is it okay to fuck a 12-year-old? And then also you've told us, hey, there was like this 12-year-old who I was like into.
Surely,
Right?
surely I am to be judged by the fact that I answered that question with no, and not for the fact that I asked the question, right?
That wasn't. I didn't ask a question there.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like when you say like, oh, you were like.
Wait, what are you implying the question is when?
Also, to be
you
clear, I
say
would have been
no?
15 and she would have been 12. Okay, just to be clear, that would have been the gap. I would have been 15 and she would have been 12. Okay, so like what you're saying is like, oh, like I don't know, whatever. Sorry, continue.
Yeah,
Do
you're
you
an
think it's
incredibly
better to
horny
fuck
boy
someone or-
going to a school with a few dozen women, and then you picked the 12-year-old.
A few dozen women. Try like
I
a
get it.
dozen. Try a dozen.
Chess, my
Chess, do you think
Chess,
it's
the
better to
problem
fuck
is-
a 12-year-old at 15?
Yeah.
Do you think it's better to what?
Do you think it's still good to 12-year-olds at 15?
Absolutely not. That's why I didn't do it. What I'm saying is like oh yeah, that's what he tried to like, I don't know, he tried to like negatively morally load against me by saying like, oh, like you had to ask yourself at 15 whether or not you should fuck 12-year-old. And what I'm saying is like, surely I should be judged by the fact that I asked that question and then answered no, and not by the fact that I asked the question in the first place, right? Like I didn't intentionally, because I was like, okay, no.
When you thought
That's
to yourself,
fair, but
why
Chess,
shouldn't I fuck the 12-year-olds, not her in specific? What kind of realization did you come to? And has that grown since you are now however old you are?
15. I was 15. Of course, I probably thought some retarded shit. Yeah, I'm a lot.
I'm not asking about the retarded shit. I'm trying to ask the positive shit, right?
What
I
I'm
don't
saying
want
is
to
that-
feel
what I'm saying is
disgusted.
like-
I want you to give me the right answer. I'm trying to get you to give me the right answer, dude.
So basically,
probably
what he's
grew a
asking is,
lot
what were
from
the
what I-
contributing factors that led to your answer of no, I shouldn't fuck 12-year-old? Why?
Exactly.
Oh, why?
Yeah,
Because I don't know, 12 is like too young when I'm 15. That's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That is the hypothesis. What were the whatever they're called?
Oh, the reasons, like the underlying thing.
Yes.
Yeah, why is it too young, dude?
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that you guys are kind of like, I guess my perception, maybe I'm wrong, is that you guys are like, oh, the number itself is bad, and I'm like, dude, the number is just a proxy for.
No, but he's
and what I
asking
would
you
say-
now, why is 12
Right?
too young?
It's a proxy for the problem, which is
No, Chess, he's
like,
asking you a really specific question
I'm
here.
saying,
Why
I'm
is
saying,
12 too young?
When there's an age gap like that, it leaves the door open super wide for potential.
No, it's
like,
not. Why
accidental
is the
manipulation.
age gap bad? Why is 12 too young?
Oh, why is 12 too young for 15?
That's a very specific question, yes.
Because 15 would have like a pretty significant jump on 12 in like a pretty crazy way, yeah. And there would be opportunities for like mental manipulation because of the difference in mental capacity. Yes.
Regardless of whether or not they even occur, there's still like those opportunities, right?
Yeah, the opportunities
Right.
exist.
All right. Let me give you like the thing that's really wrong about that. So like this should help you out in conversations in the future when you want to trick people into thinking that you actually think this. Is what you need to tell them is what you need to definitely avoid portraying it like is that there is any potential for that relationship to work out properly. And then you need to, and then you need to recognize the accountability that you still went ahead and did it, knowing that you were going to completely f this girl's first relationship.
No, but I didn't do 15 and 12. That's the thing. I didn't do 15 and 12. I did 17 and 20. 17 and 20 like could work. Like maybe like 1 or 5.
Okay, I'm going to restate this that you were fetishizing her and forming a friendship while thinking about
Fetishizing her is a pretty.
shut the fuck up. You were
Suck my dick.
fetishizing her. This is the right answer that you have to give people if you ever want to own up to this shit. Is that you were fetishizing her and you were befriending her while she was 12, thinking, when is the time in the future that I can fuck her? And you were totally building towards it.
That's the Machiavellian shit I don't want on the plate. It's like, no, I wasn't thinking that. Like, no.
Yeah, you're not Machiavellian. Maybe you should go read a book on Machiavellianism. There's like multiple different factors to it. I don't think you've got it in you to fulfill them all. Okay, dude? So shut the fuck up and stop interrupting me while I'm trying to get through this. All right?
Yeah, dude. Hit me up. Continue, please.
Yeah. So where was I? You were fetishizing her when she was 12, which also means that your view on the entire friendship
I
was
just rejected
sexual.
the fetishizing her when she was 12 thing. I'm just like, I thought we just talked about like, no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you seem to frown with definitions of this. You want to be like, I like the child because she was more mature. You know what that sounds like? A pedophile, dude.
True, dude. I'm a slippery
So
one.
we
dude.
ought to
No, what?
set
No,
these
what I'm
out.
saying is-
Chess, like there's two parts to like what
Yeah,
he's saying here.
I'm
The
sorry
first
that
part
you
he's
were a
saying, right?
pedophile because you were such a idiot.
No, so
all right,
there's-
but that doesn't change the definition of what it was or what you did.
Specificity and the nuance of our claims has walked back a lot.
No,
since,
like Chess.
you know what I mean? Like,
what he's saying here is like the fact. So like what you're saying here is like surely I shouldn't be judged for asking the question. I should be judged on my answer. He's saying that you should be judged on on asking the question because he feels that this is a question that wouldn't cross most average people's
That's not
minds.
even necessarily what's happening.
Yeah.
I think
Chess,
it's a
and
question-
what this
it's a
gives
question
you,
of
That's what he
mentality,
means when he says you're
and-
fetishizing.
Yeah,
them,
the
as opposed to
reason
fact
you
that
would
this is even
do
a
this
question
would be
is
because that would give you a basis to grow. Whereas now it just still seems like you only think that it was wrong because there was a higher chance of a lack of potential in the relationship, which is a way that you're framing it. It's the same way that you're framing that we were just friends when really you were friends with a sexual tint. and then you go and the similarity between that is that you're saying there was potential for the relationship. There was no potential for the relationship. This is why pedophiles are mentally disabled, because they totally think there's potential in something that could never be. Right,
That's true.
And then they're never going to be able to form relations with the adults. I can gauge from the situation that you would be terrible in a relationship, that you're terrible with friendships because you don't understand relationships, you don't understand friendships, right? You would sell them out to child. To that level, right?
Okay,
that is the literal extent.
Actually, I did it earlier this week. Actually,
well,
chess.
Yeah, I'm sorry to make that sound so crazy and hard.
Didn't you say earlier that a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old could work out? Didn't I hear you say that?
In like 1 to 5% of cases, absolutely, yeah.
And that's kind of like the problem is the believing in a relationship that isn't feasible.
Yeah, wait, I can caveat that as well. The way that works out is that you provide her with a good relationship for the rest of her life where you fulfill that shit. That is what working out is.
Yeah, exactly.
And you couldn't do it, dude. You just fucking couldn't.
Yeah, and I couldn't, and that's what I regret. I literally said, like, yeah, I wouldn't do it again because we weren't compatible.
Okay, so how's it go?
Chess, do you remember when I asked you earlier? Okay, I was like, hey, when I was 17 and I was friends with a 14-year-old somehow, I probably wouldn't have any sexual intent, even in future. That wouldn't be a thought that crossed my mind as a 17-year-old.
You're so brave, King.
Okay. So when you say, hang on, I just want to be 100% clear that when I say that, and you say like, oh, as a 15-year-old, I would never have sexual intentions with like a 12-year-old. What, like, where's the differential here? Is it when it's 16 and 13? Or is it just 17 and 14?
Okay, well, again, is 30 and 27 football?
No, you have to be very specific and within the boundaries that I'm saying.
Okay, what I would see as acceptable, probably, I think that okay, in terms of like when does it eclipse, like when the relationship.
In terms of the mindset you're allowed to have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I would say probably like the point where it becomes okay would be like. Would be like the point where it becomes okay would be like 22 and 25. That's when it would start to work, and then after that, it would be as likely to succeed as any other relationship.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding my question. So the 17-14 thing, when I told you like that wouldn't be a thing that crossed my mind if I was friends with a 14-year-old, I wouldn't be going, oh man, maybe a relationship will work in a few years. That isn't like a thought that crossed my mind. You said that is a thought that crossed your mind, and I'm a weak little bitch. Hang on, hang on. Let me just finish. I'm a weak little bitch, and I'm like way above everyone else because I'm also holy and so like circle jerking right now. I'm asking you, when is like the reasonable two ages where it'd be like, we could try a relationship in future? Is it just 17-14? Could it be 16-13?
When are you allowed to even start thinking about it?
Yeah, basically. Within that 3-year like age gap.
I don't know if it's ever to think about it. I think it's just so long as you give the right answer, which is no.
So when people are criticizing you for saying like, oh, I would never like think about those sorts of things with a 12-year-old as a 15-year-old. Do you understand that's like kind of bullshit? Because in your earlier argumentation, you see that as completely viable. Like in the future, hey, yeah, you know what?
Like, I don't load this. I don't load this in the way that you load this. Where it's like now the lesson that I've taken away from that morally is like, oh, just don't ever think about a potential future sexual moment with a girl that you're talking to. Like, just talk to all people the same sort of way, and then like if sexual situations happen, they happen, but they're very rare. So
when you're both of age, or at least within like a reasonable gap. If I'm a 17-year-old talking to another 17-year-old, and we're like somewhat friends, and I'm like, you know what, maybe in future I'm gonna try and fuck girl. That's fair. That's fair game in my mind. Maybe even a year's difference, but 3 years to me seems a little bit weird, especially when we're talking about ages where like puberty is at like all-time peaks for 14-year-olds, right?
Girls also go into puberty earlier than boys, just to be clear. But okay, yeah.
Chess, do you think?
Yeah, you know what I did? I just like fuck and turn down other girls.
I just really need to like mine into this. Do you understand that sort of mindset is kind of
why?
Yeah. Why don't you just go like get a job and embrace the male
You're loading the maturity of younger women. Like you're lowering the maturity of younger girls.
What?
No, I'm saying that you're trying to say it's because that's where puberty is, and I'm attacking that specific point by saying like, oh well, but girls do this. So in the specific case, if it was the other way around, then yeah, you'd have more of a point.
Just but because the whole issue instead of just saying yeah, you go but.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm sorry that I don't just lay down and take the pedo.
No, yeah, but you know, because like, the problem again is like that you don't seem to be acknowledging anyone's points because he's not talking about an age gap, 3-year age gap. No one gives a fuck. We're talking about you being attracted to a 12-year-old.
I'm gonna argue there's a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old. No one would give a fuck about that. It's the fact that you're talking about when you're a teenager and you're over like the majority of your like puberty, like high emotions, and you're mainly dealing with like school stuff, and you're even going into college at that point. You're probably talking to other girls, and then you come back and you're just sleeping with someone you've known for years, who you knew since you was like 13, 14, 12, whatever.
And also, to be clear, and I was like 14, 15, 16, something like that. Yeah. Yes. At that time.
So, you're not gonna save your boy. He's getting wrecked.
So the reason it's just a weird mindset. Most people, as far as I've met, don't.
Most people would take
like,
a strap of leather and whip themselves on the back every single night for doing it for the rest of their lives, and never eat dessert ever again, and wear only scratchy sweaters because they're so bad. So true.
Do you really think that owning up and like growing is literally as hard as that,
much
dude?
of a fuck. I don't even talk to her anymore. What am I supposed to do? Like, if I'm ever 20 again, I won't fuck 17-year-olds. Like,
Talk about moral loading, dude. You're taking the most bare minimum normal human growth, and you're making it sound like
what am I
biblical
supposed to
zealotry.
grow into? I'm supposed to grow into a 20-year-old who doesn't 17-year-olds? It's retarded.
If you want us to give you any leeway of you being a 20-year-old who was retarded enough to fuck a minor, then yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Can I ask a question?
Hey, guess what? Also, I'm 24 years old, and I would never fuck somebody younger than 22 ever again. And like, I'll probably keep that up forever. Yeah.
Would you guys still have the same opinion if she was 18? Like similar, not the same, like just similar opinion.
Yeah, no. If like 18 and 21, it wouldn't be a problem. If that's when they like kind of met, or even
No. He met her when she was very young, but he fucked when she's 18.
Even if I met a girl, let's say I was at school, okay, I met a girl when I was like 15, she was like 12, I like said hello, we were kind of friendly, okay, and then I fell into the ether, and then I end up like, we're both of age, and then we sleep together. As like, I don't have the mindset of like, at some point I really want a relationship with this girl. That's something I would really consider. The problem is the mindset and the complete lack of like any kind of growth as a person and understanding of like why that might have been a bad thing.
Okay, yeah. Well,
that's where,
dude, I don't judge myself for intrusive thoughts. I think that you can have whatever thoughts you want, so long as you act out the right answers. You're fine.
I don't think that was an intrusive thought. I think that that's a thought you had, and you're like,
it was an intrusive thought. I was friends with a girl. I was friends with a girl. I was a little feminist, little anime watching My Little Pony and shit like that. I was all leftist cringe, and so like, yeah, I was thinking about like, I'm friends with a girl. I shouldn't think about that ever for any reason, but like, I like her a lot, so maybe like someday, like when it kind of makes more sense, maybe.
Wait, you were a brony?
Yes.
My brother in Christ, you should have just waited a year.
Oh, here we go into another thing.
You should have just waited a year and nobody would care.
What, for turn 18?
No. For the
Yes.
no.
I just want to be 100% clear.
But in Canada, 16 is the fucking age of consent anyway.
I will be 100% clear. It does not matter, realistically, as long as it's over the age of consent and everything. I really don't give that much of a... It's the mindset. It's the mentality that you went into this with. It's the complete lack of understanding of like why any of this would be bad. Being really close friends, like leaving for like 3 years and like barely texting or whatever, and then coming back and then allowing like her to come back into your life just to fuck her.
Super bad. Yeah. All that is super bad. Yeah. Of course. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't acknowledge that at the very beginning. You were like, at the very beginning of this, you were like, let me tell you when I was skirting. I knew this girl like after I like left college, and she was only 17. That's the sort of shit that like seems really creepy, and especially when you're talking about how you thought about having a relationship with her when you were 15 and she was like 12.
Well, he said 17 and
16.
Well, this ain't changing, okay? I can't follow because it's
3 years. It's 3 years.
It's 3 years, but I haven't got a clarification on when you actually started knowing her and started becoming friends with her.
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But when we brought up like the 14, 17 thing, you were like, maybe I knew her longer. So I've added like an extra 2 years just in case.
I literally just popped off like kind of a crazy story where it was like, yeah, I came back and like
But it would still be weird if it was 13, 16. It would still be weird if it was 14, 17 because of the mentality that you went into that with.
Actually, well, if it was 13, 16, or if it was 4. I don't know about 14, 17. 14, 17 almost kind of like, I don't know, dude. No, I don't know. 15, 18 is 15, 18 just feels sussy because of the numbers involved.
But 14,
I
17
think
feels
15,
okay to
12
you?
seems weird too. Like, you know?
So, Chess, this is why Chris
19,
doesn't believe you
1916
when you
is starting to
say
feel
that
okay.
you wouldn't do this a second time.
1916
This right here.
1916 is starting to feel okay, I think. 1916 is like almost okay. It's like side eye. But
Why,
we'll let you
why
through
would it be
I think.
okay in your opinion?
Because it's a spectrum thing, and so you got.
I feel like you're just not understanding. You're just like you're just not getting
Well,
it.
I'm just having the conversation. Okay, scrap that last shit I said. I'm just having a conversation.
The 3 year gap doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's it's almost entirely, and I'll say it one last time.
Is it just like what being friends with a girl and thinking like, oh, maybe I'll be in a relationship with her eventually?
Yeah, having the intent like way before and knowing like, hey, this girl's like 3 years younger than me, to spending 3 years like about apparently not chasing any other women, coming back into her life, being like all like goody, knowing that she's gonna to college in like 2-3 months, and having.
No, not
From the
2-3
sounds of it,
months. She was still like thinking about what she was gonna do. She hadn't made any like
It
decisions.
sounded to me like from the way you described it originally that you probably had no intention to stay with this woman at all in any regard.
Chess, if you had been 18, and when she was 15, which would have been maybe like less grooming, considering we're accusing you of grooming her, would you have felt it would have been better for you to brag about it the same way that you bragged about it when you first brought this up to us?
No, if she was 15, I was 18. That's just not a story I would tell. No.
So it would have been like a less okay situation to brag about it in the way that you did.
I shouldn't have said 20 to 16. I was trying to give it. I don't know. I genuinely care about.
Oh, so it was a 4-year age gap.
I genuinely care about accuracy in
Jesus.
like a fistic way, and I didn't remember the range, and so I wanted to be like honest, which is cringe, and I shouldn't do that. But like, I should have just said 20 to 17.
What I really want to point out here is that you were trying to maybe I could like say that you have like a bruised conscience over what you did, and you're trying to find people to like nurture that by bragging about it and then finding people to laugh along about it with you and be like, oh, okay, buddy.
I mean, I've had
And
experiences. I mean, like,
and then I'm going to use that to try to gauge like when this would have bruised your conscience less.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I guess maybe my conscience is not as bruised as it should have been. I don't know. I tend to walk away from things and just go like, okay, I won't do that again.
Wait, no, it obviously was. You obviously sort of knew this was fucked right, but instead of like growing and learning from it, you just tried to find other people who like thought it would be kind of funny. So that you could be like, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe it was kind of funny. Maybe it was kind of awesome.
Yeah, the issue is like
oh
your reasoning
man,
for
I'm
not
gonna get
wanting
fucking
to.
roasted. It really isn't that bad. Let's be honest.
No, Friendly Fire, go look at the
It
side check
really
real quick.
wasn't. You guys are.
It was a quiet fucking night.
No, Friendly Fire, go look at the side check.
Nah,
You
you
can't see
guys
anything.
didn't really
We need
too much.
everybody.
We weren't talking about anything. I
Yeah.
was just like, yo,
Okay.
one time I found out the girl was like 3 years younger than me. Huh? Isn't that crazy? It's
We
literally
were just like
Yeah,
friends
friendly
for
fire.
like 3-4 years beforehand,
Yeah,
and
she
like
was-
she was
my
like,
friend.
I guess she was like 13 when I met her, and I kind of had thoughts about a relationship in the future when I met her, and you know,
I feel like if I
we
was
just like
thinking about,
I just
I
have
feel
like
if
a
I was
fat
thinking about all
fetish.
that shit, if I was thinking about all that shit on my own time, that would be the best evidence for me being a pedophile.
Even if you're
Yeah,
not
sure.
thinking about it, like it's
Chess-
still a horrible
Hold
thing
on,
to
hold
do.
on.
Chess, I'm gonna lay this
wasn't-
out for you
It
really-
also was not. It was not actually the case that it was like, well, one wild night. It was the case of like, hey, this was a really cool relationship that I had
Yeah.
that like burned out over the course of a couple of
They're
months.
after me, dude. They fucking
And it was super wild because this chick was huge and I loved that, and she was so much fuller than me. And this played into all of my fetishes about, getting with big women.
Bros in the
It was
Yeah,
fucking
maybe you
hand.
should take this
It
to
was on
Friction
the
Fit,
scale.
bro,
It was on
so
the
that they
scale
can play
for-
push it to the limit while you tell your story about underage girl. Nice one, dude.
Chess, I'm gonna lay out a scenario for you.
Yeah,
I'm
friendly
gonna- we're
fire.
gonna- we're gonna walk
Also,
through this real quick.
It was even
for the
range.
record,
It'll take 2
legal.
seconds.
Wait,
Like, real quick.
it was legal.
Like, Chess.
For the record, the girl was 16 or 17, and the age of consent where he is 16.
Yeah, okay. But so like, so
17.
Chess. My
But,
question
so
to you is
the whole discussion is about the FUP relationship dynamics, about seemingly targeting or being interested in a girl from the age of 13 that he has, this attachment to.
In some way, that almost makes it
It's
better,
like the worst
except if
way
he
you
hadn't
possibly
already
say it.
tried to defend it so hard.
I-
Chess,
I'm-
you could have just
I don't
gone
give
off
a
with
fuck
this,
about that.
realizing
I'm gonna
that
be
you've done
real,
nothing
guys.
wrong.
I'm gonna be real, guys. I live in the UK, okay? 16-year-olds are gonna find teen-year-olds here, okay? It's a reality of life. It happens.
That's what I'm saying.
16-year-olds
Things
are gonna
happen.
find 20-year-olds.
Yeah, looking
Yeah,
back on
but
a lot of
that's not a good defense for you, Chess, because as far as
Yeah,
I can
but-
tell, you groomed this girl.
Yeah,
Chess,
I'm gonna lay out a
the
hypothetical
entire
for you.
way you bring this up, Chess, undermines the fact that it was actually legal where you were, because you have already implicated your wrongdoing so hard that
No, I'm just trying to hedge because
your
people call
ability.
people pedophiles. People are piranhas. They call people pedophiles whenever they can. Like they'll take like the smallest thing.
Wait.
Well, that's just you being bad faith.
This deserves.
Chess.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Chess. I want to double back quickly. Do you think in order to be a groomer you also have to be a pedophile?
No, of course not.
Okay, just double checking.
Chess, do you think?
I think that
just to
grooming-
clarify,
I
do you
think
think
that
I've
grooming-
gone out of my way like
I
at
think
least
that- I
three
think that
times
there are
now
no
to clarify
accidental-
that
I
you?
don't know.
Do you think I've gone out
Sorry.
of my way at least 3 times now to ask clarifying questions on whether or not I think you're a pedophile?
I forget who you are, but maybe you have.
But
And if you-
yeah,
I've asked you
three.
I just like check back through my recording. I've asked you 3 times whether or not like you think I think you're a pedophile, and all 3 times I've told you no. It's like
Okay,
this
yeah.
relationship dynamic with you like questioning whether or not you should fuck, like a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old in the first place.
Yeah.
There's other people that are though.
I just think
So
that by
I'm
the
going to
time
ask you
you're
a hypothetical
I
here
think that-
where we remove you from the scenario and we basically just say there's this guy that is attracted to a 13-year-old. He decides that he's not going to fuck a 13-year-old and he waits till she's at the age of consent. You would say that's kind of creepy, right?
If you put it like that, but waiting, you're using it as like an active verb.
So
like
I'm
he's
just saying,
sitting
but you
by.
would agree though.
Chess,
But you would agree though
said
that
you
just
were
in that
waiting.
very basic
You are the one
hypothetical
who said
scenario,
you were
you would
waiting.
agree that it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, you found her attractive when she was like 14, and
Okay,
you were like, "Hey,
the
I
real
see a relationship in the future."
Let's break this down. Let's break this down.
Yeah.
I got
The real-
something. So is there a difference between someone who is 16 waiting for their 12-year-old crush and someone who is 40 waiting for their 12-year-old crush?
Yeah.
Bro,
No
what the
difference.
fuck kind of relevance does that have?
Which
to
is
the
worse? Which is
conversation?
worse? Which is
It
worse?
has
Well,
all
it
the
depends the
relevance.
behavior, so it's
It has all the relevance because the question that I have is for any of you who are like way soying out about this is,
Yeah,
do
you guys
you
are sorting
think
out way
that
too
this
much.
behavior, is repeatable in this instance?
Exactly.
What does it matter
Yes.
if it's repeatable? Can we
You're
not?
always- you're
I-
totally
I-
doing it.
So Adam, let me answer your question.
wait,
Instead of flipping out, I will answer
if I
your
kill one
question.
person, do I have to kill multiple people to be a murderer?
So Soyato,
Wait, wait,
I will
were you
answer
a
your
murderer?
question
Can we not-
instead of
Can
flipping
we
Were
not
you
out.
a
just point
murderer?
out the fucked up behavior
I'll
and
wait for
say,
everyone
"Hey,
else to
that was
flip out,
kind
and
of
then I'll
fucked
answer.
up"?
No. Is it so
So Soyato,
we're
yes,
clear that
the
Chess
issue
not
is that we do
technically-
think that this is repeatable. Yes, with the answers that he's given,
Okay.
he's saying that he would seemingly repeat these mistakes, and that's kind of like the issue.
No,
that we're
let's
having.
go with that. Let's go with that because now you are accusing him of being a pedophile.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
shit.
you are.
That's
literally.
what Crisp was saying. Was
Yeah,
that,
no-
like,
no-
we
no
asked
shit,
him if
dude.
he wouldn't repeat
Well,
this
that was
mistake,
what
and he
you
would say
were
no,
saying,
and then
Bubba,
Chris
to be
said
honest.
He
he
wanted
doesn't
the
believe this,
12-year-old,
so
and
trying
then
to
he
explain
found
his
one,
chest
and
why
then
Chris
grew
is
the
repeating
friendship
it.
in a sexual
This is
way.
turned
He
into
was
a shit
15
show.
at the
Wait.
time.
I
Wait,
don't think it
TC,
has
you
to be
literally-
repeatable for it to be bad.
You literally told
all
them
agree on that?
earlier that you weren't calling him that,
Yeah,
though.
I'm
TC.
not.
Now you
I'm
are.
saying that I'm trying to explain because he doesn't seem to understand why Crisp is
But
saying
you think it's
why he
repeatable.
doesn't believe him.
You think
So
it's
what I'm-
repeatable, right?
I just want to double back very quickly. Babaro, you literally said, "Hey, you're a pedophile piece of shit. Should kill yourself."
Yeah, because he said the most retarded thing on the planet in response. Yeah, no, that whole like your parents' age gap thing was actually super retarded, and I still believe you should put a gun in his mouth for saying that. I was so fucking. Well, and
Okay,
also
just
like go
double-checking.
forward with this conversation in good faith and like meme aside and like actually try to get to the bottom of this because he's basically just
So you know, that was like
space possible this entire
a
call.
reductive. That was like a reductive one-shot one-liner. I would not like back up that position like really hardcore if it got.
Bro,
done.
you do a lot of one-shot one-liners, especially when you one-shot
yeah,
that
I'm-
17-year-old.
I'm a slippery one. I'm a slippery one, buddy. Look out for me.
Wait, Jess, how
Fucking
long
charisma
was
stats
it?
are, like, insane.
How long was the gap where you guys didn't talk to each other at all before you smashed?
Oh, 3 years, basically.
So he didn't groom her, basically.
No.
If he
It
groomed
wasn't
her,
3 years.
Wait,
It
no.
wasn't 3 years.
How
He said they.
old was she?
He said they
when
weren't closely
were-
communicating for 3 years. They were still messaging back and forth.
No, not messaging back and forth. Like catching up every now and then, like a pen pals type shit. Like, how you been? Oh, good, man. It's been a while. It's crazy.
I think it,
So then
I
it's
think
not
it
3
needs a
years.
little more. I think it needs a little more to be called grooming.
Wait,
Groomers,
hang
like,
on.
Dude, I'm pretty
Hang on.
disconnected, bro. I don't interact with
Yeah,
anyone.
friendly fire.
Okay, no, we can
friendly fire.
completely-
You mean all you do is sit around and listen
You were
to
deciding
Oh
whether or
my
not to sleep
God,
with 12-year-olds
please.
and deciding to wait.
Like, you guys are
When did
talking
you
all
say
at
yes?
the same time. You guys are talking all
Alright,
at
so
the
friendly
same
fire.
time.
How many 12-year-olds did you decide that you
Oh
wanted
my
to sleep with, but decided to wait?
Zero.
At 15, that's a good question, bro. Probably only one.
Let's say you're 15 and you know a 12-year-old. Would you like wait for that relationship to like brew in like 3 years' time?
Yeah, so yeah, check
talking
the
friendly
side
fire.
chat. I don't want to argue with you.
Yeah,
over
friendly
10 out of 10.
fire.
I probably not. But when I was in high school, I'm pretty sure I did see like freshmen with big ass titties and be like, yeah, they're pretty hot. I mean, I think everybody has done that before. But
imagine it's a girl. Imagine it's a girl with big ass titties.
Hang on. Can we friendly
Who,
fire?
like,
Could
likes
you
the
be
same
clear
shit
on
as
like
you,
ages
hangs
here?
out with you,
Because
talks to
I'm not
you.
American.
Well, you're a fuckroni and nobody
Freshman's
else talks to
14
you.
to
You're a
14.
Canadian cuck, you leaf. Shut the
I'm pretty
fuck
sure.
up.
I'm pretty sure everybody.
14.
Yeah, like everybody. And
We're talking about 12-year-olds, bro.
yeah, I don't know
So you're a
anything about
junior.
that. Chess.
You're a junior.
Hell
you're looking
no.
at 7th graders.
Friendly fire.
Hell
And you're
no.
like, oh, that one's
Hell
hot. I'm
no.
gonna wait to sleep with her. And she
Hell
becomes
no.
legal.
Nope.
What?
Ain't no way. Wait, but Chess said he's 17 or 14. That's what his
Yeah, no,
argument
but
was.
he knew her from when she was 12 or 13.
Maybe, yeah, somewhere around there. I knew
And
like
they were
of her.
friends from that point. And
No,
they
we
both
weren't
had
friends
crushes
from
on
that.
each other.
No,
That's what he said.
you lived in a very small town where you were actually like super close to this girl. The fact of the matter is, it kind of makes it sound like you wanted to every 12-year-old you met, considering the size of your town.
I wouldn't go that
Jesus
far.
Yeah, you
What do you mean? How many 12-year-olds were even in this town? What
Chris,
if
Chris,
the only one?
hold on. It's
Chris,
only
it's
the fat
impossible
ones.
to groom every 12-year-old, okay? Especially if they're not all fat, you know?
Yeah, it ups the chances
Too
though.
many all at once here.
What
Wait,
you saying,
Chess.
Dom?
When did you start getting interested? Like, not when did you meet? When did you start getting interested?
Young Devil, can you give us the?
Oh,
can you
we've
give
already
us
gone
the-
over this.
No, Kendrick.
Probably like a couple years after we were talking, like after we started to know more about each other.
Oh, with that
just
bullshit,
lied.
So
dude.
friendly fire to
just lied.
clarify.
Yeah, you just lied to us.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was
friendly
almost the
fire-
best bait question because it just baited you into lying, thinking that some new guy who comes along here, you can just tell a different story.
Yeah, friendly fire to clarify.
Yeah,
He
that's what
said
I'm
that at
saying.
the age of 12, he asked the question of whether or not he wanted to have a sexual relationship with this kid, and he said no. And he's saying that basically he should be judged on his answer of saying no instead of being judged on whether or not he questioned whether or not this 12-year-old was
Oh
sexually
yeah,
viable.
true. Actually,
We're
yeah,
judging
no, I
him on
would.
whether or not
Yeah.
he
It might.
even
You know what?
questioned this child
You know
was
what?
sexually
It
viable
might
in
have
the first
actually. It
place.
might have actually been from when like I first became aware of her. Maybe, probably, yeah. Maybe I might have been like, oh, this is somebody. I
Yeah,
could
and
be
that's
around.
like the fundamental issue that we're having here, bud. Is that like you
Okay.
even question
I
whether
just
or not
think
the
it's-
child was sexually
I just
viable in
think
the
it's
first
fucked
place.
up. If you
So-
think about it, if you think about it, and you're like, oh, maybe someday we'll think about that. I don't think that's fun at all. No, that's ridiculous.
you also
Okay,
said you
friendly
don't
fire.
need
but
no
we
question
I
do,
just
though.
want, I
We
just
do,
want,
though.
I just want consolidation from friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Kendrick,
Do you think
on the
that's
side
kind of
chat?
fucked up?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
You're allowed to think about whatever you find. You can't come after me for my thoughts if I've never done anything wrong. You can't be like, oh, I considered
Or you
murdering
did do
somebody.
something wrong. You groomed her
did.
and then you dumped
Yeah,
her.
you
after
fucked
3
that
months.
child.
grooming thing.
And then you came here to brag about it and be funny.
If we're being honest, if we're being honest,
When you were earlier saying, "Oh yeah, all that stuff that you're saying right now, that is," so now when I'm saying again, you're like, "Nah, based. I did do that. I didn't do nothing wrong."
I'm saying
You
waste
understand?
because what you're saying is retarded. I'm being ironic.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
literally
wait, wait.
saying the exact
Wait,
same
can I
thing
say
said to you
something?
before.
Can I say something? It's like saying if we're being like honest or like being fair, if you like ask somebody, have you ever thought about killing somebody? And you give them an honest answer, and yeah, but I didn't do it and I didn't act on it. It was just like a thought, and then like the whole time.
I can admit I've thought about killing
They're not done it, though.
You're judging me for wanting to be with the 12-year-old.
Yeah,
We already agreed.
dude.
that
Yeah,
you're
friendly
20, so
fire
that's
and
not
chess.
bad.
I have to clarify. I thought about killing hundreds of people. I fantasized about it. Like even in this conversation, I fantasized about killing chess. Never once have I thought about or fantasized about 12-year-old. I can confidently say that. Yeah.
I meant
What's your
that one.
point?
That was
What's
a
your
real-
what's your
I'm so
counter
sorry
to
for
that
who
friendly
just
fire?
joined.
What's your counter?
I mean,
argument
he's probably very young and hormonal.
Yeah,
Small
even
town.
when I,
I'm
even
trying
when I
my
was
best.
15,
I'm trying my
I
best.
never really thought about going.
You're saying
I'm
like,
trying my
you're
best.
being reasonable, and these guys are
man,
like,
you're just
you're
making
like,
yourself
Wait, friendly fire,
Friendly fire.
I have to
Friendly
only
fire.
think about being
I can't go.
Alright, so is there
I
a
can't
difference
go-
between you? So if you were 40 and you were attracted to a 12-year-old, is that the same as being 15 and being attracted to a 12-year-old and deciding to waiting when she's legal?
Yes, I guess. No, what the fuck? Of course not. No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, that's the
I
problem
don't
that we're
know.
having. Is you were actually
I-
you literally memed on the right answer. That's what's insane. Is you thought the right answer was the joke answer. That's what's funny.
Her being, listen,
That's
her
what's
being,
crazy.
listen, her being 12 and me being 15, it was like okay, this would probably be pretty yikes for like a lot of reasons. But like she is kind of cute, I guess. Like,
See,
would it be
no,
crazy
stop!
for-
Wait!
would it
See,
be-
it's
wait,
so
stop.
frustrating how you
Listen,
get to the
listen,
right answer
listen.
and then you're like, but,
Listen,
and then you just
listen.
like keep.
Listen,
God,
listen.
like, you're so close. This is
Listen,
my
why do you
frustrating.
keep doing
this to yourself?
Oh
my god, dude.
It's like you lay out the race for
Listen,
yourself
listen,
to walk
listen.
into.
Listen, 24-year-old saying that 12-year-old
Chess,
is cute.
Chess,
Fucked up.
shut the fuck
Wait,
up.
wait, wait, wait,
You're
wait.
walking on
Okay, full
thin
stop. Just
ice.
sentence there. Just end the sentence there.
Let me
Just
go.
end the
Let me
sentence.
go.
No, wait, let bro cook. I'm trying to see how the kitchen goes up.
Yeah, I'm out here.
He isn't cooking. That's the problem.
No,
He's cooking
listen.
up vomit.
Okay, let me lower it. Let me lower it. 17-year-old calling a 12-year-old cute. Cut pretty okay. Like 16-year-old calling a 12-year-old cute. That's kind of on the line. Depends what they look like. 15-year-old calling a 12-year-old cute. I don't know if that's fucked up, dude.
I think that's all fucked up, to be honest.
I don't know if that's fucked up.
I remember being 16.
And then what if you go like, oh, we should be like, maybe we could be in a relationship? No, we
To
shouldn't.
be fair, it's not about calling
Is that
them
fucked
cute.
up?
It's about
A
the
15-year-old thinking about a
context.
12-year-old? Is that
like
fucked?
I call my 6-year-old like nephew cute. It doesn't mean anything though.
No,
not in the way like when you're like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah, but not in like a
12-year-old.
Get
him.
That's clearly in terms of a relationship, right?
Oh look, that level 12 gyat had me going crazy. Oh my god. God damn, bro. Holy shit.
15-year-old
yourself.
15-year-old
Oh, hell
taking
no.
note of a 12-year-old's atomic yacht is not bad in my fuck. Okay,
She
that's
was
what
from
I want.
Ohio. You have to understand, boys.
A 15-year-old
Sorry,
taking note
sorry,
of a
boys.
12-year-old's yacht.
I was
Think about it.
I was
dude, for a fucking
grooming
second.
and cooming and
I'm gonna be real.
Dude,
okay?
like
to
literally,
that
I'm over here like how
yacht.
many times can I spank myself in the fuck? How many times can I whip myself with the leather?
Dude,
it's like, yeah,
oh.
I'm shouldn't have. I'm just not fucking
Wow.
doing a pedo, okay? That's
Alright.
fucking it. I'm not a
Alright,
pedo.
wait,
I'm not a pedo.
yeah.
I didn't do nothing.
And now he's trying
Hold
to
on,
rip
hold on,
himself
wait,
in a
wait,
public VC.
wait, no, let me go,
Sorry, guys,
This
I
is
can
for
rip
Friendly
up the
Fire
level
Jerk.
12
Alright, Friendly Fire Jerk. Shut the fuck, disclaimer. I don't want to hear you speak for the next 15 minutes, alright? Now, no more soundboards, no acid reflux. Just hold it in, okay? Unless it's huge. Now, Friendly Fire Jerk, when he says I should go whip myself and blah 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 blah, and then he accuses us of morally loading, remember that he came in here to brag about it and then defend it.
My guy, I
he
did
bragged-
not even brag about it.
Wait, he
You're
bragged
lying.
about.
Hold on.
He bragged.
Hold on.
Wait, so he bragged about like
Yeah.
being 16 and sleeping with a 12-year-old?
Let
no,
Dung
no.
talk. Let Dung talk. Let Dung talk. He is the record keeper here.
I am the arbiter of truth.
Yeah,
Okay.
did he brag about it, Dung?
He did. He started off actually by going, "Hey guys, you want to hear the story about me towing the line and like 16-year-old?"
I think he said
Did I say
17.
literally that? Did I say literally that?
I think he said
did.
16, 17, 19, 20.
Did I say? Did I say?
That obviously isn't what he said.
Yeah, guys, I slept with like
Because what I'm
maybe
saying
like
is-
a
because what I'm saying
14-year-old,
is-
maybe like a 16. Actually, no way. I think she was like 37 and owned a car and a house.
Can we just let this hang and then listen to Friendly Fire Jerk Chess defend himself in the same way that he just defended himself for 15 minutes
Everyone
before anyone
tune
even
into Dung
engaged. in
Devil's
this.
stream right now
We
because
don't
we're about
need
to get some
Chess to
receipts.
defend
Oh, yeah.
himself because we're about to watch him hang himself.
Yo, let's go.
The original conversation was about literally just age gaps and relationships.
Hold on.
and how-
Well, we're about
Hold
to
on.
find out. Chess. We're about to
Yeah.
Consistent with
Watching.
the evidence.
I can't tell what's from the stream and what's from the...
All right.
Oh my god.
Talking, please.
But Chess, also tune into the stream, baby.
Listen,
I'm
dude.
not gonna
Okay, no.
swear
Let me tell you my experience with towing the line, shall we say? Okay.
Wait. Hold on.
Now, let me continue.
I'll tell you
Now-
about the tightrope I walked.
Now, the important thing to realize is up here in Canada, okay, the age of consent is actually 16. Nobody acts like that, okay? Nobody acts like that. Everybody acts like it's 18 because nobody wants to be the weird guy, but technically it is 16, okay? So,
Right.
Just
at one point,
curious.
listen, at one point when I was 19 or 20, I believe I was in a relationship with somebody who was 16 or 17 for like a couple months.
He never learned her birthday, bro.
I'm gonna say 19 and 20 is way different than 24.
Yeah, that's like
Now-
a high schooler. That's like a senior with a junior. It's not that bad.
She only responded with one-word text messages, but I'm pretty
I'm
You came in to brag. You came in to be like, "Oh, guys, look how ice cold I am."
Yeah,
fucking
it's negative
16-year-old.
telling a sensational
wait.
story.
Wait, Stasi, everyone, disclaimer, you're still on timeout. We just need to give Dung Devil the talking stick and just
Okay.
let Chess hang himself. Chess, you're not allowed to talk, but I know you probably can't help it. But I just want everyone else just to let him squirm.
So there's
Dung Devil's the only one who's allowed to talk right now. Here's the talking stick.
So there's
Alright.
also the issue of how old she was when he met her, and like this is why people have a big problem with this, Chess.
Wait, no, you were friends. You were friends for.
And also, let's tap
Wait,
in that
you were
story,
friends
Yato's
for-
story.
No, dude, we were friends for
24-year-olds.
She was under 16 for one of those years, right?
When did you first?
Yes.
How old was she when you first met her?
Probably 13, and I was probably whatever I would have been, like 16.
Yo, so Lotto, you want to defend that behavior?
Oh,
Oh wait, no, that's
my
actually a super.
God.
That's
How many
actually a
birthday
super
gifts did
good
you buy her
question.
before?
That's actually a super good question.
Did you ever
Now
buy
I'm
her
like, wait a
food?
minute.
Did he ever buy her food?
presents before you was dating?
If you
buy
if
a
you were 19 or 20, hold on. If you were 19
was like
or 20 when you smashed,
Yeah.
then you would have been 16 or 17 when you met her. So
I guess I
what
would
you
have been, right?
did drop her off and pick her up from school, didn't you?
No, because
Chess. How'd you guys meet?
we met like on the school bus. 'Cause we were on the same bus route.
He was the driver.
No, we were on the same bus route, and we were on the same bus route.
Yeah,
My
you were the school bus
route
driver.
Chess.
Yeah,
So you were that weird, creepy senior that would go after the freshmen.
Yeah, basically.
I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
I think I was grade 11 and she was like grade 9, and it felt okay in my brain. I
So she was
didn't
age
know.
9.
And see, I'm correct there.
I don't know. We were just friends for a long time.
We're gonna make a podcast out of this conversation called Anatomy. But
Another important thing to remember.
The ultimate important point here is the first step is admitting you have a problem. So right here in front of everybody,
Shut the fuck up, dude.
can you take
No,
can you take
listen.
responsibility
No, listen.
and say it was my fault and I apologize?
Listen. She had like
Yes or no?
4 to 6 inches of height on me. Okay, she weighed.
You're
like
not helping.
Pounds more than
That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't
Because
mean
you're a
anything.
manlet doesn't mean that.
I'm gonna
it was
let you know
okay.
now, but
Was that when she was
Chris Lettuce
13 or
had someone
16?
record this entire conversation. You're going to jail, buddy.
I don't need to. I could recite it word for word.
Why
I
am
promise
I
you that.
getting?
Look,
I
She's gonna
literally.
post in general chat later.
Let's
I
check
had-
the chat
listen.
logs, buddy. Check the chat
I had,
logs.
I had sex with somebody
Are
who
you
was the age of consent. That's all I'm gonna say for the record. Okay, that's
No,
it.
no, but I want you to apologize and say I take full responsibility. I'm gonna be better.
For what?
George.
Don't play dumb with me. Just say it.
For the grooming.
Bro, I don't give
grooming
a
kids.
fuck, dude. I showed her a good time, bro. We fucking hung out.
Oh
okay?
my god, you could not have said
How
it
could
worse.
you say it that way?
I don't give a. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about anything that happened there.
I
except
showed
for
that
maybe-
16-year-old a good time, brother. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't feel. I don't.
Neither did Harvey.
Wait. You don't feel guilty about grooming a girl for 3 years? You're at 16.
Grooming a girl? Come on, dude.
Did
What are we,
did
is
you
this
date her?
Katie Bugs logic?
Wait, did you date her?
I wasn't doing that. I was watering her like a plant.
Yeah, I think she has more of a case than Katie Bugs does. Like,
I wasn't grooming her. I was just
Wait,
like,
Chess,
you know.
do you
I
play
was just like-
Minecraft?
A little bit. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Oh no.
A little
Chess,
bit.
why do you
Maybe
like
part of the
Lolly?
effort.
Tell me why.
Oh
Wait,
shit!
Chess, did you take her anywhere?
Dude.
Did you
before
guys
we
go
smashed-
fishing anywhere?
No. You want to know something funny though? Before we smashed, before she came, like when she would come over to my house, we would play Minecraft together.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck,
man.
dude. Oh no.
Chess, why do you like Lolly?
Wait, so
Please.
until one day you decided to generate God's seed?
It's true, dude.
Wait, did he date her or
Wow.
did he just smash?
We're on something else.
Did he date her?
Worse,
See?
worse.
Okay.
Worse, he premeditated.
The way it worked was we had been friends for a long ass time, and I'm pretty sure we had always had. I'm pretty sure we had always had like a mutual crush on one another. And then when I graduated college,
what's
I
that?
came
Always
back
had a
home,
mutual
which is where
crush
she
on
lives.
this.
For, like,
Wait,
literally
wait,
Like
graduated
7
college.
years before the other brother.
How did
Wait,
you
so you were
graduate
over 21?
college At 20 or
No, I wasn't over
So you
21.
were
I
21?
graduated.
Oh man, it's like he almost lied about this consistently tonight. That is crazy.
You are welcome.
We might have actually. Okay.
Kino. High key Kino.
I also just
they need to show that in IMAX.
There's one thing I just really want to like hit home. Okay, Chess, you did not give a fuck about this girl. You don't think you made any mistakes. You think you showed her a good time. In fact, you think that hey, you know what? We had a good time. I did nothing wrong.
That was probably the worst line.
No, you cut off the
As Chess's,
to be fair,
as Chess's lawyer, I think he was being a little trolly after he was getting dogpiled. Like he was giving.
To be fair, most like teenage girls' boyfriends are gonna be like dirtbags. That's like the nature of like dating.
Strike that from the record.
No one's
strike that from the record.
Yeah, so Chess is just one of those losers that we all hate, right?
Yeah,
Your Honor,
that's a super senior. You know, like
there's a difference between like a scumbag and a literal groomer who's like, I might have had sex with her when she was 16, and I met her when she was 13, and we were really good friends, and like I was
grooming
had a crush.
Doesn't grooming like
We had a
indicate
crush
that
on
you
each
have to
other?
like that you're like crossing like a barrier to like bring someone closer to you? But like if they
Well, he
both go to
said
high
earlier
school
that
together.
he knew her parents. He was really involved with like her friends.
Because they're like they're in like the same social setting. That's not like a karate teacher like grooming like his pupil. It's like they're both like kind of like in the same social rank in a way. The only like major difference is like she's just far more underdeveloped.
June, then let me ask
No,
you.
no,
okay?
June.
How many?
Yeah.
When you were,
Understand
hang
why
on, no.
it's
Let me just ask him the question, okay? When you were like, I don't know, 15, 16, how many like 12, 13-year-olds were you looking at and going, you know what? There could be a relationship in the future.
None, but I was into older men.
Okay.
So I feel it's like a little bit different because when you're attracted to men, I think you do find like age more attractive. Whereas like if you're attracted to women, I think you do have like, and maybe I'm wrong, straight people correct me on this, but I do think straight men find like youth a little bit more attractive.
I'm going to be real with you. When I was like 15, 16, I wasn't attracted to any 12, 13-year-olds. I was attracted to the people who were the same age as me.
Yeah,
That's
like
where I
you're
found
probably
emotion.
looking for people like in your age group because they're like in your like maturity range. Because like
I was more
I think
looking at,
13-year-olds are annoying. I thought that when I was like 15. So
I'll be real with you.
I don't
was
believe
looking
I
at
would have
girls who were,
agreed.
like older than me, generally speaking. But
Oh damn!
that's probably
I was
not gonna
looking-
be-
How many people went to high school, Doc?
No
Only,
offense,
like-
Stassi. I can tell that you called your English teacher mommy at least once. Okay.
Oh.
Wait. No, I called her bitch, and I told her to kill
I called my
herself,
English teacher
and that's why I
mommy.
got
I'll
kicked
admit
out.
that. What do you mean?
And
I
I've
think,
done
I think
both.
there were probably like. Well, I think
Teach
there were probably
English
like,
instead of getting pregnant, bitch.
there were probably like, sorry.
Wait,
Fuck it,
Chess,
never
why did
mind.
you answer that way if I told you the call was being recorded?
Why did I answer what?
Why did you answer that way if I literally told you in that recording that the call was being recorded?
Within this call or within the one that what's his name played?
The one that
The one that got played.
Oh, I mean, like I stand by everything I said in the call. Everything I said in the call was more or less accurate. Yeah. Like,
Right,
So you
that's
don't
what you
regret
need to hold on to here, June. Is that like you gave us a whole bunch of things like about like, oh, he was like young and young men are attracted to younger girls and maybe I'm gay so it's older guys. No, he's just still totally into this.
No, I'm not
Oh, he
totally
still
into
is.
anything.
Okay, well that's different.
He still
Yeah,
defends the
his
concept
only
of, like-
regret is that like it didn't work out in the same way that you would regret
Yeah,
any
my
other
regret
relationship.
I think there
right?
is like, isn't there like a little bit of like a range where like a guy's like, you know, very like you have like the normal men who are like dating like within their social class and they're dating within like their maturity range, and then you have like creeps who like aren't really dating in their maturity range, and that could be like even like a grown man who's dating like a woman who's like homeless or like a woman who's like mentally ill or whatever. Like, you know, that's like creepy behavior, and I think it's much more exemplary of like creepy like dude behavior than it is like the next level up, which would be like predatory necessarily.
worst-
Although it could
worst-
vary,
would
it's
you
towing
apply
that
that?
line of creep and predator for sure.
Jim,
Dude,
would you
right.
apply
Uh,
the 40-year-olds
To make this more clear,
Hang on,
he
yeah,
had
one at a time.
part
Chris
of his
first.
bragging. Part of his bragging is that he has a fetish for fat women, and then that she totally fulfilled that fetish, and he had a crush on her when she was 12.
That pushes it so much further.
Yeah, which he
Okay.
then built the friendship off of.
Oh
Build
god.
the friendship off of?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. No.
Yeah,
Chess,
you're
I have
crazy.
a-
Wait,
have
Chess,
one question for you.
Chess, be honest with yourself though.
Yeah.
If you find like a woman like attractive,
Yes.
And like, is that not like one reason to like initiate a friendship with a woman, and then like later on a relationship happens? Can it really be claimed to be like spontaneous happenings?
It can be, but like you gotta understand, like I'm pretty weird when it comes to like attraction shit, and I probably didn't perceive myself as somebody who liked fat girls until I was like 17. Like I probably didn't pick up on it for like a while, and I didn't really like. I didn't think about her like that. I just thought about her like, oh, she's really cute, and I like hanging out with her.
Well, yeah,
why,
that's like that's the nature of like being like young and dumb, but like also it's like, is there not still then like some level of like fault on you for like even to like act on like in like a predatory manner, even if you didn't know it? It doesn't like change the nature of the action.
There was nothing predatory happening, but I do regret, like, I guess, like partially making a friendship under false pretenses. I guess it's like being friends with somebody.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean predatory like in a loaded sense, but like in like the sense of like you became friends with this person because like eventually you did want to build something with them, even if it's not like the most appropriate situation.
It wasn't because it might have been like in the back of my head, but it's not like I was like, yeah, someday I'm gonna flip this shit. It was like, no, like I was very intentionally like, she's a very, very good friend. God, is she ever attractive though? But like, I really, really like talking to her and talking about my emotions and shit. But like, God, do I stare for a little too long sometimes? Like, no, but she's my friend though. Like, it was like that kind of thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like,
no, you don't know what you're saying. That's actually the big problem, buddy.
I don't. You're going like so far off the like deep end of like. Okay, it's so easy to like not justify like your teenage relationships because like I could like easily go back and say like any like person I've dated from like 14 to like probably even like 22 was not worth the time of day, and I feel like that's like the case for like most people. It's just like those early relationships are kind of shitty. Okay, wait, that's all you needed to say is like, no, that relationship was kind of weird and shitty.
June, my whole issue, right, is that he'll say that.
I shouldn't have done it. It was
but then he'll defend it anyway. That's my whole problem, is that he has no problem saying that, but then he goes, instead of ending the sentence, he has to say but.
For the 1 billionth fucking time, I'm only defending the one specific aspect, which is that I didn't have any sort of like pedophilic, phoebophilic fraction to her, and there wasn't any sort of like Machiavellian.
To be fair, I think most people, if they're calling you like, they're probably just like jock testing you or something like that.
Yeah, like I thought.
Most people just think you're creepy and like kind of like predatory, but like.
Like I've given
you even being predatory isn't really even illegal.
That's what I mean.
I've given you 5 outs on this whole like you're not attracted to minors right now thing, right? This will be a 6th time I've asked you.
I was never attracted to minors at any point. I'm not.
What about when you were a minor?
No, I'm not asking you that. I'm attracted. You're not attracted to minors.
Girls with
no. This is a yes or no question, buddy. You're not attracted to minors right now, right?
What?
You are not attracted to minors right now.
Remember, you're under oath.
Let me check.
Wait, why is it so hard?
Let me review my little St. James vacation photos really quick.
I'm gonna be real. I personally think Chess is a groomer. I think he is predatory. I've gone through his mindset. However, he already answered this question. He said he's not like into children or whatever. Okay, he's already said that. There's no point rehashing it for like the 5 millionth time.
No, it's because like, he keeps saying this thing like I don't want to like have to accept the pedophile thing when I'm not trying. At least me, and I don't think this June guy is trying to force this pedophile bullet down his throat. We're just trying to say the creepy thing is creepy. Yeah?
It's creepy. Yeah, no, it's creepy and like kind of predatory. But those things aren't even like illegal or like even necessarily like within the scheme of like male behavior. Terrible.
Important correction.
I wouldn't accept predatory either.
Let's soy talk. Hold on, so I have something to say.
Yeah. I have a correction because someone shared like my story. My story was about an 18-year-old college freshman going to a party and taking home a high school person from the local townie community. That's what that was. That was 18.
Young Devil,
and
I don't
know what.
Young Devil, can we watch the recording? Because that's not what was brought up.
Okay, well, I didn't mention an age because I sure as would have, because we were all freshmen and we were making fun of the dude for dating a high schooler, and that's what my story was.
I would like to see the recording.
That's accurate to my recollection. Sure. The recording I have is like an hour and a half long, and I really can't be skipping through it to find his story. But I'll vouch for.
Because there were 16-year-olds being for 24-year-olds in your story. You said that.
Okay, you love that story, and you can like take that to your spank bank, but that's not the story because that's not what happened.
That's why Chess brought up his story.
I told no. Oh no!
No,
I came in on the
I think I can clear this up.
day.
So, Apple,
3 days later.
I think I can clear up the confusion there with the age thing, because Chess was bringing up his current age, and Soyatl was talking about how he's in a relationship with someone who is Chess's current age, which is mid-20s.
Right.
That's where that confusion comes from, I think. Soyatl's story was about how there were people in some of his broader social circles, like when he started going to college, who seemed like, so they had just started university and they were trying to hook up with people who were, at the end of high school.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I got confused. I thought he was bringing up
I-
24-year-olds sleeping with
I
16-year-olds.
didn't ascribe intent, but I don't care because he was
Well, you were
he was a
talking
joke.
about people that did do that, and that who would then get roasted mercilessly for it,
Yes.
because it's like, whoa, you're pathetic, man. You should be like going for
Right.
someone your own age instead of someone
Right.
who's barely legal.
That's the story. Okay, great. I gotta go enjoy roasting Chest for 5 days running now. This is great.
It's crazy, dude.
Make some content about this because
think
we're
this
on
is 5
Kick,
days. I
baby.
think this
You
is
already
2.
know.
I think this is the second
Kick.
day.
This is Kick content. Let's go.
Yeah, you
All
already
right,
know.
I'll see you.
Yeah. I come home from work to this shit. You know what I mean? Holy
So, social media really is for days and
I have a
women.
question. I have a question for Chess. Chess. You in the recording, you immediately initiated this entire thing. You said
That's
you
like
want to
talking
hear
about
about
shit. That's
I'm
like
towing the
talking
line.
shit, man.
You want to
That's
hear
talking
about
shit.
how like, dude, come the fun.
It's a sensational story. I'm towing the line. I'm fucking around.
You should even if you need to be the one to say, okay, was it wrong for me? Like, why can't you as a human being articulate to yourself that this story, whatever the fuck is, even if it was in the past, like you claim it was, oh, it happened before, it can't happen again, fine, but can't you articulate that to you? Why do you have to articulate that to us? Why?
I don't know. Because around. Clearly, it's content. Clearly, people like talking about it. Okay.
Hold on. You're around now. Okay, so was this entire thing just you deciding to make yourself look like in front of everybody?
No, I was telling a crazy story.
Then
about
why
my
the
life.
fuck did you even mention or think about this?
Because we were having a conversation about age gaps and relationships, and I had a story from my life where I had a
You
relationship that had an age gap that was
shit
too
like
wide for
that.
the relationship. Well, I'm sorry, dog. I guess my mama raised me.
It seems like really easy just to reflect on and be like, oh, that's a bad
Yeah,
if I
reflect on
dated
it
somebody
in,
when I was 16 and if I dated somebody who was 20, I don't think I would bring that up with people, and I don't think I would use that as kind of a weird sticking point of pride of being like, yeah, I was definitely an older chick. That seems like a really weird thing to almost brag about, and I think that's the thing that's the most upsetting about the way that you talked about it in the first place is it almost feels like bragging. Yeah, I
It
got
doesn't
away
even feel like
with
the
it.
story's real even. I know people who
It's
have negatively
sensational. I'm trying to be sensational
brought
about it.
attention to themselves through negativity that was a lie. I know people that have done that in my life. This is exactly what I've seen in my life, and you are doing exactly that.
I'm sure you're not projecting.
Especially
I'm
from
sure
the
you
proof
just-
of
I'm
this
sure you just
video,
caught me.
especially.
I'm sure that's what this is. It's not projecting. You just caught my ass. That's what's going on here. You know.
Well, I don't know.
No,
Honestly, dude, why would you choose to fuck your image? Why would you?
Fucking around. I didn't think people would talk about
It's
this
not
long.
around.
I thought-
Okay, wait.
even
you,
me.
you were like, oh yeah, no,
Sorry.
I know that on the internet everybody's moral fagging about pedophilia 24/7.
You know
and I know
this.
that, and so it's oh, hey everyone, I'm 16-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't go around telling people that I'm some freaking minor or
It's
something.
fun to, well, because the thing is, I
It's
didn't
not
actually
fun.
do anything.
No, it's not
I didn't do
fun.
anything
You
wrong.
don't
so it's
joke
fun
about
to
shit
defend.
like this.
It's fun
You
to defend
don't.
'cause I didn't do
No,
anything
it's not
wrong.
fun to
Okay,
defend.
your
It's
definition
not.
of wrong here is so funny. It's yeah, I was in the Klan, but there's nothing really wrong with that because it's not illegal, and I did it when I was 18.
Listen, I was in a local branch. I was in a
You're
local branch of
strawmanning
the,
a
of the
lie
Klan. Okay, we did
of yourself.
beach cleanups.
Listen, Chess, okay?
We
you
set,
just
like,
need
a
to
few
listen to-
crosses on fire.
You just need to listen
Yeah,
to
dude.
some MF Doom and some Mr. Fantastic, okay? Rap snitches.
Some Mr. Girl.
Telling all their business, bro.
Telling all their
Sitting in court.
business. Sitting in court, being their own
Listen,
style
guys.
witness.
Okay, here's the thing. At the end of the day, okay, The only reason why we would ever acknowledge that an action was bad is in order to change what we're going to do about it going forward and take accountability, okay? Do we all agree on that?
Yeah, but you won't do any of those things.
Okay. Well, wait. Okay. Just
Yeah, 'cause
we
it's
agree
just
on
all
that. Okay,
fake.
wait.
He never did it.
Slowly, step by step. I'm not going to do anything tricky, okay? If that's the case, then guess what? I've apologized to her profusely, okay? I've apologized to her
Yeah, if she
at
even
length.
exists.
But
I
you
told
would
her
do it a
it's
second time, though, right?
In your dreams.
She's real
Wait,
in Second Life, bro.
We had like a couple years after the relationship where like we talked about all our shit and we got back to a point where we were kind of talking again and it was nice. And then within like the last year we actually hate each other for like unrelated reasons, having to do with mutual
Unrelated
friends.
reasons.
Having to do with mutual friends. It's a whole story. But anyway, yeah.
I
But
bet you
anyway.
have that story all laid out, don't you?
But anyway, so I feel like I made my peace with her, more or less, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And like in terms of apologizing. And also, guess what? I've changed my policy. I would not advocate for somebody to get into a relationship with a really wide age gap like that, depending on their life, like the specific conditions. If you're like a farmer, Amish or some shit, it's probably fine, but like I don't know, probably not. Like I've changed that about myself. I wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't do more than like 2 years. That's like pushing it for me. And yeah, so it's like I've altered my behavior going forward. I'm not like some fucker who's going after people younger than me. I don't even like that shit, okay?
Would you be okay? Would you be okay with wide age gaps if you were a religious prophet 1400 years ago? Just wondering.
Probably would be in that context, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Because I'd be born and raised in that time, so I probably would.
Okay.
Not a funny joke, I guess. Never mind.
No, it wasn't. Chess,
That's
okay,
that's
the
fine.
only change you need to make going forward is your life switch, okay? You need to turn that bad boy off. You just need to fund it, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It's
True,
either
dude.
like,
True.
you're such a habitual liar, that you're either completely making this up, you actually groom someone who's like way younger, and it just makes it way worse.
Yeah.
You either are so retarded that you don't even realize like you're being predatory and you don't even care about it beyond that, like when you are told, or you're hyper intelligent and you know you're being predatory and that's why you came in to brag about it.
Your Honor, the
Also, do you
defendant
have
was
like
Giga
do you
There's
have like
so
your
many-
actual name connected to your Discord? Are you retarded? Would
fuck
you like?
For real?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Guess what? If you add that's my Snapchat as well, so come on.
Great,
on
now I can't make a video out of this.
Oh my god.
doesn't exist
I
anymore.
post Snapchat stories every day. If you add me, I add
We
you,
need to
no
get
matter what.
morale in here. We can get like a friggin' documentary on this bitch.
Yeah,
I'm fucking chilling, dude. No, it's just like, yeah, all those things that you said, like whatever. You know what? Pick one of these two, whichever one gives you more sleep at night. I'm hyper intelligent and I'm flaying you, or I made it all up and I'm retarded.
Yo,
whichever
someone
one
send this to Stardust. It's gonna blow up and save your career.
I think it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
likely that you're stupid and you're like fumbling over your words here to try to like justify all of this to yourself, and in the same way like defend yourself while lying about it, probably.
Well, just for you.
And
it
you're
can
just
be
doing
that
both
one.
at the same time.
It can be that one. Just for you, we can pretend it's that one. How about that?
We can. Okay.
We could pretend. Oh.
Little does he know I'm psychotic, so I'm good with delusions. I know it when I see it.
So true. What are you, Marvel's Doctor Strange?
No. Have you ever watched Attack on Titan? I'm like Eren Yeager, bro.
I adore Attack on Titan.
He's just like me for real.
We're not so different, you and I. I'm just like the groomer.
He was like also super into like a 9-year-old girl, I believe.
Based.
Oh shit.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. I should give.
Because he was like Japanese or something. I don't remember. I don't think I watched that show.
I liked Attack on Titan because I thought that the Titan Shifter is like the most realistic example of superpowers ever. Like it's just more human on top of your pre-existing human. It makes a lot of sense, I think. You know what I'm saying?
You're a skinny twink who thinks they can take down giants. I got you.
True. And I have.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, well,
Only if you sneak up behind them, though.
If anyone wants fitness, how do I get these like crevices to be like bigger and more pronounced? Do I need to like get surgery?
You need to do shrugs.
Which crevices? Oh, I haven't
What,
even.
to blow up the shoulders? Yeah, I'm sure you get some great newbie gains if you really started hitting it. Just get a heavy tire, take it into a field, and flip it around a bunch of times.
I have like a pull-up bar and yoga mat that I just do like push-ups, sit-ups.